And shalom, and shalom, and shalom, everyone. We want to welcome everyone to King James Bible University under Precept Mastery. And today we're going to be going through, as our usual, our weekly scripture for Israelites. So as we get ready to go through, we need to pick up from where we left off at. And we got to find out a lot of new information. And same thing, like I said, we're going to be going through that with the other application to actually help pinpoint a little bit more because of the need that we see, how we need to be able to understand how to break scripture down. So we're going to be doing a lot of that over there to where we can understand it until we can actually get it out there for you. Because right now and I can't put it on them because it's really on me. And right now I'm about 75% finished with the book to where you guys can actually go through the process of it. And then once we get that, we can actually put it out. So right now it's kind of on me. So my apologies for that, but I promise you I'm doing everything I can to make sure that I'm gonna get that out for you. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna look at a lot of this, and I need to get another image back up, and we need to go through, but I want to make sure that we don't have no questions as we get ready to go through, because we're gonna go through the wars based on what was going on, because it's in the war against Midian. Or is it in our mind? Because we got to understand it was still promises that was made. And one of the promises was still made that we're going to go through wars. See, this is the part that most people miss, because even though it's based on promises, he still promised it was still going to be wars. But how? Is it in the mind or is it talking about in the physical? We need to understand to see how both goes. So what I want to do, I want to find out before we jump over there and go into it to see how most people see it. And do you think that the wars as you see in the Bible, are they physical or are they mental wars? And that's what I want to find out. So I want to see anybody in the back, or we want to look on YouTube side and seeing, is there anything that they want to share as far as wars and what these wars are about before we go deeper into it. And right now we have Elder Smith. So you should be able to talk right now, my brother.
Yes, Elder. Shalom.
Shalom.
It's more mental. We're still in bondage. Now, there were some wars, I believe, but I think most of them are in our minds, mental, because we're still in bondage.
Okay.
Mentally.
Actually, we having the same thing coming from Sister Cole, who's sitting in the back. She's saying it's mentally. And actually, you guys are pretty much going on it. I think these are the only two. And for some reason, I don't know why we get so many people and then they kind of scared to talk, or they scared to pop an answer in there. I really try to figure that one out. But most people are saying it's mental. And this is what most of our wars are. Most of our wars are mental. That's one of the problems that we have to look at. So when we read the scriptures, we have to understand that, and we have Sister White saying the same thing. It's a mental deal that we're dealing with. And this is what we have to see, because a mental war is actually worse than a physical war. Most people don't understand between the two. But we're going to look at both of them. We got to see how that works out and how that comes to be. Say, I too believe I believe too it's mental. This coming from Sister Johnson. So people, let me see. It's all in our minds. We have to battle going on in our minds. Exactly the point. So one saying that they believe it's both, but okay. So both. How we got to look at this? And that's kind of what I was looking for. How would it be both? Because if it's a battle, let's say a battle going on in say Iraq. We just say Iraq because that's the first thing that came to mind. Are you part of the battle? No, you're not part of the battle. So if you're not part of the battle, or say it's a battle in Japan, are you personally part of the battle? If you're not part of the battle, then what are you talking about war? Because now it's just saying America's at war, but are you personally at war? No. But in your mind, you're going to always be the first subject of what you have to confront. And that's a war that's within your mind. So that's why I say Everything when you're looking at when the Bible's talking about is giving you a silhouette picture in the physical, showing you what you be doing in the mental. Meaning what? It's a mental situation that you're dealing with in the mind. You have to understand between the two, because if you're dealing with something physical and you're saying, well, I got to go over here to war to fight this, how you going to go over there to fight that? And let's say even here, once you get to a certain age, they say you no longer qualify to go to war. Do that change for your mind? No, it don't. You still in the mind, war is always going to be apparent. So we gotta look at this and see how this going to come out. And we're going to go through it. We're going to put some pieces in there, and we're going to start getting some understanding on it. So what we're going to do, I want to pull up our weekly scripture, and this is 30. I need to scroll down to 30:31. So let me pull this up, and we're going to go into it. And let me share my screen. And same thing, like I'm saying, we're going right here, return from war. We're also looking at the war against Midian. So we're going to find out some interesting things here. So let's go down to it, and we're going to get some things in here, because if you went through these chapters, we would have understood what was going on. So let's look at this, and then we got to mark it up, and we're going to get some precepts from there. So it says here, it says in verse 31, it says, and the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying. So he spoke to Moses, so we know that's part of the point on what he's trying to make us to understand. And he says, avenge the children of Israel of the Midianites, afterwards shall thou be gathered unto thy people. And Moses spake unto the people, saying, arm yourselves, it says, arm some of yourselves unto war, and let them go against the Midianites and avenge the Lord of Midian. So we went through this last week, but now if you want to arm yourself, we want to understand what we're going to sit there and do. So we have to, let me see, thank you, let me get that. So if we want to understand how this actually works, we have to arm ourselves for war. We have to arm ourselves for war. So how are we going to do this? This is one of the main things what we have to do. So if we're going to arm ourselves for war, we got to look at what's the best way to arm ourselves? And let's look at some of these. So let me put a thing right there, and I'm gonna put this in here, and it's saying to arm ourselves. So we need to understand how this is going to work. So some of us, I know you can mark it up in your book, because I know some of you guys have your physical books, and we got to look at it to do this. So we're going to see how we're going to arm ourselves. We're going to look at 6 and 7. Now, we're looking at the arm ourselves, and we know that's there because you can even see there when I hover over the key, we got that there. But let me pull up another browser, and I'm gonna go inside of the KJBU site, and I'm gonna pull the Bible up to where we can get in there and look at this here, because we got to look at some of these scriptures to understand what's happening. And it's taking a minute. We're gonna see how we arm ourselves to do this. And let me go to the courses. And Book of Remembrance. So now we have a Book of Remembrance going. We'll bring it here. You guys excuse me for a minute. We got the Boston came over here saying she can't find something, so you know I don't want to get in trouble. No, you should have put in the King James Bible University. No, that's on the King James Bible. If you guys know that you only interrupt for her, Shows you right live right there. And you're more than welcome. You know, I apologize, you guys, but you know, that's the boss, and you know, I don't want to get in trouble. So we're going to finish that out, and we're gonna get this through, and we're gonna look at some of this. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to Numbers. We're gonna go to 31, and actually let me change the settings for this to where we can actually see it. We want to be able to see this. So now we can look at this all together to where we can understand what's happening. So now, as he says here, it says, Moses, he spake unto the people, saying, arm some of yourselves unto war, and let them go against the Midianites and avenge the Lord of Midian. So we see here, so it's not talking about avenging yourselves, but he's talking about avenging the Lord, you know, avenging the Lord of Midian. So it's something that they did against the Most High. So that's what we want to make sure of. So we got to see how this all works out and go through it. So now let's go through here, and we're going to see exactly what happened. So now one of the verses we actually put in there was 2 Corinthians 6 and 7. So let's go to 2 Corinthians 6 and 7. Let's look at this, and then we're going to start precepting some of these parts in here. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to go to 2 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 7. Chapter 6 and verse 7. And it's telling you right there, by the word of truth, by the power of God, by the armor of righteousness on the right hand and on the left. So we know now it's saying by the word of truth, is saying to arm yourself. So if it's telling us to arm ourselves, how are we going to sit there and we're going to arm ourselves with the word? Because this is what it's talking about. So we have to figure out, and we have to understand what he's saying here. Because we have to go to war. We have to go to war. And he's saying this is something, and we have to avenge the Lord of Midian. Why? Because throughout the land, we know they did something, and we're going to find all that out. So if we have people on what they did, they had us sitting there whoring ourselves, worshiping another God. And the Most High want to get rid of this. Because why? It's a war in our minds. It's a war in our minds. So how can we rid ourselves of this? How can we rid ourselves of this? Let's look at another verse before we precept this out. Let's look at one more verse before we precept this out. Let's look at this one here, and we're gonna go one more. We're gonna look at Ephesians. We're gonna go to Ephesians. We're gonna go to chapter 6, and now we're gonna look at verse 11. It says, "Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil." Now we see what it says there. Drop down to 13. "Wherefore, for that reason, take unto you the whole armor of God." So what is the armor? We already know what it is because we know it's the word. So he's telling you that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. So these things we know. So if we know that this is going on, why is we sitting there, and most people always want to sit there and think that all this is all physical? Why are people sitting there thinking this is completely physical? Because they made us personally whore ourselves and go after and chase after other gods. And he already told us clear as day what he was going to do. Now, this is the biggest problem as we go down. Now, we didn't only do this, but we caused more issues. What is it? Promises on what he said. So when we had to put on the whole armor of God, he's telling you, when we go to war, we get rid of everything. Everything. But what happened? We didn't do that. We're gonna look at some of that. We got to still go down, and we're going to stay in here. We're going to pull some other scriptures to show you why we had a problem we have today. So it says, and the children of Israel took all the women of Midian, captives and little ones, and took the spoils of all their cattle and all their flock and their goods. Now, my question right here, why did they do this? Why did this happen? This is something we want to know. This is something somebody need to answer. Why did this happen here? I'm doing this here because we're going to figure out something here. So what happened? Okay, we have Sister Watson. Let me put this up to where we can get you. 1 second. 1 second. Okay, Sister Watson.
I said because the children and the women wasn't no threats, just the men and the boys. So they killed them off, and they could marry the women.
Really?
Yeah, and then the cattle and stuff, I guess they kept that, and then they shared that with the tribe, with the tribes and the Levites and stuff.
You have a minute though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure you don't go nowhere. All right, Elder Smith.
Elder, I say they took a lot of the ways of the Midianites.
Okay.
And that's where they messed up.
Okay. So we have two up here, and actually I got another one. I got a Brother John Smalls. Okay, Brother John.
They took on the gods of those Midianites.
Okay. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. So I want you to hear my question again.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna keep you three up here. So y'all, I ain't got to say y'all already know what I do. So I'm not going to even say it. but what I'm gonna do here, let's look at this again, and then we're gonna start pulling some information. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna read this again. It says, "And the children of Israel took all the women of Midian captive in their little and took the spoil." You see, you just caught it, and took the spoil of their cattle in their flock and all their goods. So what did they take? I already told you what kind of battle this is. This is a mental battle. Okay, Sister Terry Clark. One second, I'm gonna let Terry Clark, and we'll come right back to you. I promise you, my brother. Sister Clark.
Yeah, they took on their idols.
Bingo.
Okay.
So, which is the idols?
They are gods.
Okay, so what is God's in verse 9?
Their spoils.
Yeah.
Little ones.
Their goods, all their goods.
Huh?
Wouldn't their goods be like idols or something?
Nope.
They're women.
Bingo.
The one.
How
Okay.
could the women be idols?
That strange woman.
Okay,
Oh,
what you have to remember, women and woman in spiritual is what?
Cattle.
No,
The strange woman.
the spirits.
Oh yeah, that's right. Spirit. Yeah.
So why are you sitting there? Why are you sitting there discount? You just moved her out the way.
That's right.
He took on the spirit. And what comes with that spirit is what? All they little mischiefs, all the cattle and all the flock and all their goods comes with it.
Earthly stuff.
That makes sense, and sometimes they do take the women and their flocks and kill the men and the children, right?
Yeah, but we're gonna find it. We're gonna promise you we're gonna get all that.
Okay.
Sister Johnson. Sister Johnson, go ahead.
I was going to say the same thing. The women and the cattle is the representative of a spirit.
Yeah, exactly the point. They are representative of the spirit. That's see when and if you see when I said from the beginning, this is a mental thing. We're not dealing with nothing physical. We're dealing with a mental thing. Now I'm gonna tell you. So let's go back up here again. Let's look at this real close again. We're gonna come back to that, but let's go back up and look at this again. It says on verse 3, and Moses spake unto the people. And he said what? He said he want them to avenge the Lord of Midian. Yeah, one second. Yeah, so if he's going to avenge the Lord of Midian, and so he's talking about you're going to avenge the Most High God of Midian, how can he do that? So if he's going to avenge the Lord of Midian, and so he's talking about you're going to avenge the Most High God of Midian, how can if he's going to avenge the Lord of Midian, so he's talking about yeah, I had too much people coming back with feedback. Okay, so if he's going to avoid and if he's going to revenge the Lord of Midian, that's spiritual. That's not talking about nothing physical. So that's why we said we got to watch how we look at this and watch what he's saying. And it says by taking the women, they disobey God's command in the women. Yeah, because they represent something. Why? Because if the women, and that's why he even said later, when you go in here, you'll see even in here where he gets into it. But let's watch some of the promises on what's going to happen. It says, and they burnt their cities wherein they dwelt all their goodly castles with fire. So they burnt up everything and what they were supposed to do. And they took all the spoils and all the prey, both of men and of beasts. And they brought them captives of the prey and spoils unto Moses, Eleazar, the priest, into the congregation. And what happened? And the children of Israel unto the camp of the plains of Moab, which are by Jordan near Jericho. Then what happened? And Moses, Eleazar, the priest, and all the princes of the congregation went forth to meet them without the camp. And Moses was wroth. So now we know it's an issue. This is what I say. When we look at the chapter that we got to study, look at the entire issue. So Moses was wroth with the officers of the host. He's mad. Why? With the captains over 1,000, captains over 100, which from the battle. Why? It was a mental battle. What did they do? They went and captured some other gods. They went and captured something they weren't supposed to capture. Why you didn't get rid of them? Why did this happen? We sitting there and we taking things and thinking we coming up above because we done took somebody else's gods. We took the women who can give you the spirits, because why? Their spirits can turn you from God. So we need to understand why did this happen? Why? See, because if most of us think that we did a good thing, why would Moses get mad and they left the children and the women? He even tells you right here in verse 15, and Moses said unto them, have ye saved all the women alive? Have you saved them all alive? Behold, these caused the children of Israel through the counsel of what? Balaam in to commit trespass against the Lord of the matter of Peor. And there was a plague among the congregation of the Lord. This is an issue. So we have to go down through here and find out, how did this battle break out? So if he's hot with the women and saves them all, what do the women and the children become? And we can't sit there and guess what. We need verses to figure out, why did these people was saved and he got upset? Because I already read the verse, because we was committing trespasses against the Most High. So if we committing something against the Most High, what do these people become to us? And then even though some of us try to rid ourselves of them, what are they to us? I need some answers. We need some answers for this. I need some answers for this. Yeah, snares. And that's one of the main thing on what they became. But besides putting snares there, I need a verse on what they became. Burdensome, enemies, yeah, exactly. But I need verses to prove the point. Sister Johnson. Sister Johnson, you can talk.
Stumbling blocks.
Okay, but even though what they became, what we have to do is always be prepared to be.
They became stumbling blocks.
But where's the verse to prove your point?
Even though what they became, what we have to do is always be prepared. They became stumbling blocks.
I need the verse to prove your point.
They became stumbling blocks.
So let me see who else, because I'm still. So we have most people putting up verses. And was there a separation? Okay, you asking me a question. We're not looking for asking a question. We're looking for an answer. In stumbling block, we have in Romans 13:14. So let's look at this. We have two places we're going to look at that they done gave up, and we're going to look at them. So let's look at the two places that they have out of the, this is out of the back. So we're going to go to two places. We're going to go to the first one. We're going to go to Romans. We're going to look at Romans. And we're going to go to 13:14. 13:14. And it says, but the Lord put ye on the Lord, Yahweh Messiah, not to make provisions for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. Pretty good verse. Pretty good verse to hone in on kind of what's going on. Because it's telling you right here to put ye on the Lord Yahweh Shai. So it's just telling you just to put on the Most High, put on His Spirit, and not make provisions for the flesh. But the main thing is, even though this is good to explain it, but you want to pinpoint it because people can still wiggle out on what we're trying to figure out. They can wiggle out of this. We don't want them to be able to wiggle out. We don't want them to wiggle out. Let me bring up one more. And actually I got two more. And I got Brother John. Actually I got two. I got Brother Micah, and I have Sister Johnson. Okay. I have unmiked you guys.
Hello.
Brother Micah and Sister Johnson.
Yeah, somebody needs to lower that voice when they.
Sister Johnson.
Yeah, somebody had to mic somebody because I can hear. I get too much feedback. Actually, that's where it was coming from. So, Brother John. Brother John or Brother Micah.
Deuteronomy 7:16. Does that address this situation?
Deuteronomy 7:16. Let's see if this is going to deal with the situation. Deuteronomy 7:16.
Yep.
Okay, let's see what we have.
Do you want me to read it out?
I'm going to it, and go ahead.
All right, and thou shalt consume all the people which the Lord thy God shall deliver thee. Thine eyes shall have no pity upon them,
Wait a
neither
minute.
shalt thou.
Wait a minute. You reading where?
7 and 16.
Oh, 7. I'm sorry. 1 second. Let me go 1 second. 7 and 16.
That one,
Wait a minute. Yeah.
but you passed it up.
Yeah. 1 second. You don't want to 7. Okay. Now I just scroll down to it. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And thou shalt consume all the people which the Lord thy God shall deliver thee. Thine eyes shall have no pity upon them, neither shalt thou serve their gods, for that will be a snare unto thee.
Exactly the point. So if they're going to be a snare, they're going to be what?
Uh,
Yeah. Oh, no.
it's a trap.
You got,
Gonna set you up.
yeah, you got the right verse. So don't get me wrong. You got the verse, because he's telling you clearly what's going to happen. This is why Moses was wroth, because he's telling you plainly. He's saying what? Don't have no pity upon them. But if you sit there and you save the women and children, well, let's even move the women out the way. If you save the children, will you have pity on them? Is that behind pity? 9 times out of 10, yeah, because you don't want to do a child in. But he said you don't have no pity upon them, none. And he actually goes on more. If thou shalt say in thy heart, these nations are more than I, how can I dispose of them? So what is a snare?
It's a trap that's gonna get you to sin against the Most High.
Yeah.
So I was running another precept on that. How about Exodus 23 and 32 through 33?
Exodus.
It's 23 and 32 and 33.
22.
Sorry about that. It was Exodus chapter 23, verse 32 and 33. So I'm already on the page if you want me to start reading.
Yeah, 20. You said 22.
23.
Yeah, 23. Which one?
Chapter 23, verse 32.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt not make no covenant with them, nor with their gods. They shall not dwell in thy land, lest they make thee sin against me. For if thou serve their gods, it will surely be a snare unto thee.
Yeah, I'm talking. He's making this so plain. So the only thing is, we have this snare, but we want to explain what this snare is. Even though you explain what a snare is, but we always want to be able to back it up with the verse. There's gonna be a snare onto it, because right here you're explaining it clear. You pulled 2 books even out of the law, what they're going to become and what we will actually end up doing. We're going to serve their gods. So how can we do this? Because what the women going to do? The women to sit there and they can bug them. Hey, honey, please, I just want to set up a little guy just right there. What most men going? Yeah, okay. Well, I don't see nothing wrong. Yeah, just set one up over there. He don't want that. No other guy should be in there. That's what he's saying. That's why Moses got so upset. Because that's why you're gonna see later why he says, these women couldn't have been doing certain things. Now we have Elder T, he's using Solomon, and I don't know, you using Solomon 11:14, using Solomon 14:11. So that got to be the wisdom of Solomon you must be using. So let's go to the wisdom of Solomon 14:11. And we're gonna pull that one, because I know that's where you got to be pulling that one. 14:11, and that's the one he wants. And it says, therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, because of the creature of God are become an abomination and stumbling blocks of the soul of men, and a snare to the feet of the unwise. Okay, so we clearly figured out what this is. We know it's a snare, and we know where it came from. So Elder T is telling you where it came from. Where did we get this? We get this kind of stuff from Gentiles. So we know that, we got that, and based on that, there's going to be a visitation. Why? Because this is why Moses keeps warning us, oh, if it's a visitation, it's not going to be something good. Meaning what? If it's not something good, when he visits us, he's going to put judgment upon us, and we're not going to like how the outcome going to come. But it's saying, and become an abomination. Why? This is most hated of God. So if I'm sitting there and I'm being a steward as Moses was sitting there, so when Moses see him doing it, this is why Moses got so upset. Because why did you do this? Because when he comes, he's going to come with judgment. And this is a stumbling block to the souls of men. Why going to be a souls of men? Why? He ain't saying women, souls of men. Why? Because they're going to be able to turn us and take us another direction.
All right. Getting the facts out.
Yeah.
Can I give Proverbs 22?
Let's go to Proverbs 22 because it's still one I'm looking for. I'm waiting to hear
22 through 25 and James 4 and 4.
Okay, wait a minute. Proverbs 22.
22 verses 22 through 25.
Okay, and it says, "Rob not the poor." I'm gonna park right there because he is poor. I'm gonna park right there because you had another good place. It says, "Neither oppress the afflicted in the gate, for the Lord will plead their case and spoil the soul of those that spoil them. Make no friendship." I'm talking about y'all nailing part of this. I'm talking about y'all got it up on a cross. Y'all done cooked it 4 or 5 times. Y'all got this nailed down to the letter. And now, what is this talking about the poor? Because I'm telling you, you went to a fantastic verse, which should lead you to what I'm trying to get you guys to pull.
James 4 and 4.
No, I want to know what the poor is. It says, "Rob not the poor, because he is poor." What is this talking about? Well, I can have Elder Smith help you. Elder Smith. Elder Smith, you can help
Yes,
him out.
Elder.
You can help him out. Why are you saying rob not the poor?
The poor, I look at the poor, those who are not fully versed in the word of the Most High.
Exactly the point.
That was a little help from Sister Yvette. I have to give her credit too.
Okay.
I can't take credit alone. We both came up with it. But
Okay,
Elder,
yeah, yes.
I was going to ask you, how about Jeremiah 5:26?
Okay, well, hold that, because Brother Smalls, he got one more of the verse, but I wanted to know what that poor meant, so everybody will know what poor meant. We need to know what it means. So same thing, what you guys had it. They're not well versed in the Bible, because if you rob somebody who's not well versed in the Bible, what can you do? You can make them become a snare to you. So if you bring these spirits into the camp and somebody's poor, not in finances, but in the mind, what can happen? What can happen if somebody that you have they in the camp and they waivers because they're not well versed. So somebody come in there and good in a good orator, what can they do to the one that's poor in knowledge? Get them to turn on a dime.
Yeah. Lead them into captivity.
Exactly the point. So he don't want you saving nobody. And let me go over to James and Sister Johnson. Let's go over to James. You said James, which one you wanted?
James 4 and 4.
Let's go to James 4.
Let me go to James and Sister Johnson.
I think that's you, Sister Johnson. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. You have
James 4 and 4.
Yeah, let me go to James 4:4. Okay, 4:4. And it tells you, ye adulterers and adulteress, let not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God. Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is an enemy to God. See, now you're just slapping people in the face with that one. So my question still goes back to, so this is, I'm talking about, what's so dangerous about what James is saying, if you are a friend and you're going to side with anything based with world understanding, he's telling you clearly you are an enemy to God. You can sit there, we can say it however we want to say it. It don't matter. It don't matter. So again, let's go right back here, and then we have Elder Smith. He gonna run us still to another verse because he got a verse for us also. So right here it says Moses was wroth with the officers, with the captains over the 1,000, captains over 100, which from the battle. So if we have on the whole armor of God, we just went through Ephesians on this when I first ran them. If we got on the whole armor of God, why in the world have ye saved all the women alive? This is the problem. And if we clearly know they are a snare, I know y'all know because you put too many places in the verses where you knew they were snares and stumbling blocks to who? To the poor, the people who was not strongly knowledged in the word. So why did we go to war? And he said, avenge him of Midian, the Lord, because this is a spiritual battle. Why? Because they worshiping these false idol gods. Actually, look at verse 16. Behold, these caused the children of Israel through the counsel of Balaam to commit trespass against the Lord in the matter of Peor. And there was a plague among the congregation. So this plague of the Lord is talking about these other gods. So why did we go out there and why did we save the women and the children? This is the problem we have. He's telling us plain as day, we have to suit up. Actually, I'm gonna pull the verse up to where we won't forget it. That's the only way to do it. To pull the verse up to where we'll clearly see in our head what we did, because we all have done it, and we have to understand we can't be doing this. And we're gonna go to chapter 6. We're gonna look at verse 11. It tells, actually, I got my Barry White brother on there. He can go ahead and read it. Brother John Smalls can read it. He got that.
Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Okay, so why we didn't do this? Did not he just say over there, Numbers, we have to prepare for war, and he said to arm yourself, and that's what we arming ourselves with. So why we didn't do it? Because he make his promise, he hold to his promises, but what did we do? He sent us out to do a job, and we didn't do, we halfway did the job. We half did it. So even what is a plague? So these are the issues that we go through, because we have caused something. Did we put it on ourselves, or did God put it on us? He told us to go out and do something. And when he got back, Moses said, y'all didn't kill all the women? Let me see what I got here. I got one question. Stumbling block. Okay, some of you guys just putting scriptures. I need better than scripture. You guys got to come up and explain some of this stuff. Why you got Genesis 3 and 6. I'm gonna go to Genesis 3 and 6, but some of you guys are going to have to come up and talk, because I'm not just gonna go to the verse and you guys not explaining yourself like the other people sitting there putting themselves on the line. So I'm gonna make some of you guys come up and you gotta speak for yourselves. So it says, and when the women saw that the tree was good for food, that it was pleasant to the eyes, and the tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit and ate and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. Okay, so I need you to explain this, because it's a good verse. I need you to explain it. I need you to explain it. See, because I can explain it, but I want you to explain this to make sure that we all understand the same thing, that we're on the same page. That's what I want. Okay, well, Sister Watson might want to explain it. That's fine too. Okay, well, I got Sister Cole up. Sister Cole, you permitted to talk, as well as Sister Watson up.
I said because the women were beautiful.
No, wait a minute. Okay, so hold it. So physically beautiful?
Physically beautiful.
No, wait a minute. No. Physically beautiful? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yes. I know it is spiritually, but if they didn't kill the women and the children, they saved them, and they were the men that went to the war.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you a question again. See, this is the problem that we have. So you saying now this war, he said you guys going to war with Midian. Why?
For him because
okay. So we're gonna go to war physically for a mental war. Is that what you're telling me?
Basically, it's half and half, because they went.
Oh.
I think they went. Some of them had on the armor of God, and some of them didn't. Some of them were lustful.
So you telling me Jesus is 100% man, 100% God?
No.
That would sound. That's how.
No. I wouldn't say that.
That's how it's coming off to me.
Well, no.
Okay, that's how it's coming off.
Like Hercules type stuff. Nah.
Yeah, that's how it's coming off. So we need someone to help my sister here. Sister Watson.
Well, you done lost me, because I'm thinking like I know it's a spiritual thing, and they went to battle because of the Most High God, but sometime when, even if you walk in the spirit, like you said, the devil's out there, and I think they felt pity on the women and the children, and they just said, well, they probably couldn't do them no harm. I don't know.
You don't know? That's okay. That's okay. We got some help. We got some help in here. Sister Clark. Sister Clark. You go
I
ahead.
would say more like a spiritual war.
Okay,
like they wanted to be God.
Yeah, so what is the whole armor of God?
It's putting on the knowledge.
Okay, I'm with you. Let's keep rolling.
Being in the knowledge, knowing, following the law, carrying the laws with you.
Mm-hmm. So why did they save them?
Because then they became idols. They was worshiping other gods.
So
the spirit, they was working that.
Okay, so we right there. So if they sitting there and they worshiping them gods, meaning what?
They wanted to be like God. It was a desire.
Back off, just back off a little bit. I think you'll nail it.
Okay.
Back away a little bit. I think you'll nail it. We got to put on the whole armor of God, but for some reason they felt pity. Why?
They desire.
Really? Desired what?
I have to say they desired the woman. They was fair to look upon.
Okay, so now you lost me again.
Oh,
That's what I said.
You do it, you lose me.
So that's it.
So let's go to Brother John Small. And then I got,
Yes.
okay.
You're asking why did they not follow through?
Yeah, that's my main. Why they didn't follow through and they knew to destroy everything.
So I'm gonna go to pull at 1 Samuel 2, verse 30.
Okay, let's go to 1 Samuel 2. Because that's 1 Samuel 2, verse 30. And let's get to the bottom of this. And it says, wherefore the Lord God of Israel saith, I said indeed that the house of thy father should walk before me forever. But now the Lord saith, be it far from me, for them that honor me, them that honor me, I will honor, and they that despise me shall be lightly esteemed. You right there at it. It's another verse that actually changes this around a little bit, and we're good.
Okay.
We're good.
Let's see here.
And then we'll be good. All you do is nail this one down.
1 Corinthians 10:13.
1 Corinthians 10:13. 1 Corinthians 10:13. Let's run to it. First Corinthians 10:13. And it says, there have no temptation taken, but ye such as is common to man, but God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. Now, why it took you so long to give me this verse?
oh.
I had a couple of them.
Okay, no, I'm asking you, why it took you so long to give me this verse? He telling you, okay. See, you want to make me choke you out, my brother. See, because the thing is, those women are what? They're temptations.
Temptations.
Exactly the point. And then for some reason, I guess you wanted just to read I guess you want everybody to hear your good voice. I keep telling you, you got your voice. I'll tell you that myself. So I get it, but get my verse, my brother. Next, just give me my verse.
Yes. Can I give another one?
Yeah. I love you, my brother, but I'm just late. But just give me my verse next time. Just get my verse.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate it. Okay, we have Sister Carla Johnson, because we got to pull some more stuff here. Sister Johnson.
I was gonna say Proverbs 6:25.
Proverbs 16. Well, he gave me the one. We'll go over there to 6:25.
I was gonna say Proverbs 6:25.
Yeah, you need to minus that. He gave me the one. Yeah.
She needs to pause
Her beauty and heart. That's what it is.
Yeah. So 6:25 it says, lust not after her beauty in thy heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what it is.
Now everything what Brother John gave, now you tie all this stuff to it. You follow me? See, now you can tie stuff, now you can tie everything to it. And we have Brother Lynn. Brother Lynn.
Shalom, everyone.
Hey, shalom, shalom. How you doing, my brother?
Doing fine. 2 Peter 2:15.
And what's that? What we taking care of? You doing? You adding? You tacking on?
Yes.
Okay. In 2 Peter 2:15.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Go ahead.
And it says, which have forsaken the right way and are gone astray, following the way of Balaam, the son of Bozar, who loved the wages of unrighteousness.
See, you want to make me choke you
Yeah.
and Brother John. Because y'all been, I don't know why y'all kept these verses from everybody. Actually, I should. Well, I ain't gonna even show them to you. I ain't gonna even. Okay. When we sitting there, we have this problem. Because what did they do? Let's look back at this. Because now you guys honing in on it. Okay. Moses was wroth with the captains of over the 1,000, captains over the 100, came from the battle. And he's telling you clear as day, Moses said unto them, have you saved all the women? But watch something. 1 second, I'm getting some feedback. 1 second. Let me cut some of these. Real quick. But watch this. He's going to tell you something. He says, behold, these caused the children of Israel to go through counsel of Balaam, which you nailed it, and to commit trespass against the Lord in the matter of Peor. And there was a plague, which we got to come back to, among the congregation of the Lord. So now he's going to tell you a little bit more, because what are they doing? These are spirits we're dealing with. It says, now therefore kill every male among the little ones. So we have to kill all the males among the little ones, talking about the young ones. Now, that's another problem we got. So keep that in there with your book to where you're going to understand, because there's going to be some precepts you're going to use out of there. So we want to know why he want all the young males killed. That's one. Then two, it says, and kill every woman that have known a man by lying with him. Why is all this there? Because these are some of the plagues in which we can get called upon. It says, but the women that have not known a man by lying with him, keep alive for yourselves. Why is he saying this? So Moses is showing us how to correct our problem. He's showing us how to correct the problem. Now, I'm going to show you how one part works to where we can pull the rest. So what we got to do is look at, we got to see what is a plague? How do a plague work on everybody? So we want to understand what a plague is and how it works. So let's look at some of this to see what a plague is. So plagues comes in many different forms. So that's one thing we know. So let's pull this and see how this works. I've got to pull this thing up. Now, let's find out how this actually works. Because most people sit there just, oh, a plague. But we want to understand first, how do plagues work? Once we understand how a plague works, then we can properly find out what we need to do with the plague, because most people don't know what plagues work and how they function. So we want to understand how they work and how a plague actually function. So let's go over here. We're going to go over here to verse down to 22. And actually, was that the verse? Let me see. I'm down. Oh, that's why. I need to go in my other Bible thing, 22. And I think, and 1 second. This is, why is this? What is this? Oh, wait a minute. That's why. That's why. I'm sorry. I'm in the wrong actually area. Actually, 22. And no, 38:22. That's the one I wanted. 38:22. Okay, so now we're going to go down. We're going to see how this actually functions and how it works. and then I'm gonna bring Smalls back up. Okay, so to understand how a plague works, we're gonna find out what he'll do. So it says right here in Ezekiel 38:22, it says, I will plead against him with pestilence. That's a plague. This is a plague that's actually he's actually getting ready to put out a plague on you. So now he's saying with the blood, with the life, and with life. So with pestilence and with life, meaning what? Some people gonna die. So blood, we know blood is life. So we know that's gonna happen. And he says, and I will rain upon him and upon his band and upon the many people that are with him an overflowing rain of what? Of great hailstones, fire, and brimstones. So we need to figure out how this functions out. We need to figure out how this gonna function out. Let me pull this back up because we're gonna tear that one down. We can get this in. $38.22. Okay, so what I want to do, I want at least two to come up, and we need to tear this down to where we can pour the precepts on this. This is actually a pretty straightforward one. So we can't have no one on the YouTube side, but we're gonna have people in the back. So the ones that's in the back, you guys are more than welcome. So just by show of hands, then I can bring you up. So I want at least two people to come up, and we're gonna tear this down to where we can find out, because we got to find out what's going on here. Find out what's going on, because he's telling us plain as day, I will plead against them. So he's making a promise on something that he is going to do. Sorry, but with the book, are you reading? Keep it real. This is the King James Bible, so I don't know which one you're talking about. We use King James Bible over here. Actually, and I need one more. And we got Brother Harper. So we got Brother Micah. Perfect. Okay. I need both of you guys to unmic. So now what we need to do, we're gonna tear this down. So what we're gonna do is we got to figure out where do we, and see, and this is why I want to make sure we always get some of this in, because to understand how the Most High places his language is the most important. We're going to get into a whole lot of this, but once we know how he structures out what he's stating, is the only way we can structure out what he's saying. Because if we don't, we can misunderstand. And that's why so much of it, why we think it's 45,000 plus different denominations of Christian religion based on how people understand the Bible. But if we tore down every word to understand what he's saying, to know what he's meaning, it wouldn't even be that many out there if we just did this alone. Because either somebody going to blatantly get it wrong, or somebody going to just get it right and they just don't want to hold to it. So my thing is this: where would I stop? Just give me the right, where would I stop? And I'm gonna place it in the first box.
I would say against him. That's where you would stop for the first one.
Stopped against him. No. That's a good place, though. That's a good place. Actually, I'll tell you what. Oh, you see him right here? Let me see. Oh, shoot. Let me stop this thing. Against him.
Yeah, and I will plead against him. Like that's the first box.
That's what you said in the first box.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, Brother Smalls, you agree with that?
It's not jeopardy.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Yeah, I probably got that wrong.
Played against
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, Brother Micah,
against him.
he actually got it right. He got it right.
Sweet.
So my question to you, Brother Micah, how are you able to break that? See, because what we got to remember is we have people that's outside of here. We want to make sure that everybody understands what's going down as we start breaking this scripture down. So what made you stop right at him? What made you stop right there?
I didn't hear nothing you said. I can't hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. What made you stop right there to place it in?
Because with him, that's letting you know that it's, for anybody, and I will plead against him.
Okay.
And you looking for a precept or a verse to go with that?
Oh, no. Because first we're gonna tear it down, then we're gonna come back. So what you're saying is a good statement, because when you said I will plead against him, so you could see this is an announcement, but you see that's where he stopped there, because he's making this point. So what we'll do here, we got to go in here, and we got to go down, and
Yeah, for some reason, when I just think about against him, I'm thinking about Exodus 32 and 33, where it's saying, whoever has sinned against me, him will I blot out of my book.
Yep, we're gonna get to that. So right there, you got. So that's an announcement. We know that's what this is. This is clearly there. Now I need to know where our next spot goes, and I want to know what it is once we get to it, because I just explained what some things in here are. So I want to see what do we grab with that.
I would say next would be pestilence and with blood.
Okay. So with pestilence and with blood, do you agree with that, Brother Smalls?
I was thinking more so upon the many people that are with him.
Upon the many people
that are with him.
Okay.
And upon the many people that are with him.
Okay, so now I'm gonna show you what he actually did. He's saying with pestilence and with blood. So the main thing is, what we always do, we're gonna always tear this down into the smallest bits that we can. And this is literally what he's actually doing. He's doing good at this. So he's tearing this completely down. So with pestilence and with blood. So it's pestilence and another connection with blood. So this is what he's doing. So what is this being used as? So we already talked about it.
A plague.
This is a plague. So a plague is what of God?
So curses.
It's a curse of God. But what is God? What is it to God?
What is a curse? Is just a promise that he fulfilled to us. It was like in the covenant. We had blessings and curses in it, right? So the promise.
The rod.
Huh? That's what it is,
Give
right?
me a rod.
That's what it is right there.
Mm.
It's an instrument. That's all it is.
Instrument.
It's a tool.
Mm.
A tool to where God can use against us.
Well, chastisement, something like that.
Exactly. So same thing is, let's look at it this way. Let's say you have a child and you get ready to discipline your child. What you're going to do? You're going to get a tool that you use for discipline, mainly as what? A belt.
Or switch off of the tree.
Switch off the tree. Women like to get shoes. Or like my mom them like to get, they used to use the telephone, which I don't know why they used the telephone with this. If you ever been hit with a telephone, the old one, I've been hit with those. But those are instruments to do what? To discipline. So he's using pestilence and with blood. So pestilence is a tool he's going to use to discipline you. Sometimes he's going to take your life. That's the blood. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
That's why it's good you stop there. Now we got a semicolon, so now it's going to change in conversation, and now we're going to start seeing what are some of those tools. So we need to know what the next thing is. Well, I'm telling you, you guys are doing good because you're tearing it down, and you're actually stopping at the right places.
All right, so we stopped right at pestilence and with blood, so we're moving on now.
Yeah, we're moving on down.
That's your background.
Huh? Yeah, I don't see nobody else. Elder Smith can actually talk. I got Elder Smith. He's like.
Are you asking for the title of the selection box?
Huh?
Are you asking for the title of the selection box?
Yeah, I want to know. Well, first, I want to see where we're gonna stop at, and then we're gonna go in the selection box.
Elder.
Yes.
Will it be I will reign upon him? Stop.
Okay. So Sister Smith has this right here. This is what you're saying right here?
Yes. And I will reign upon him.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you a trick. So this is a trick that happened. So now
and I.
So I'm gonna show you, yeah. All you have to do is stop at 1.
Yeah. I saw that.
Right here.
I saw that.
It's a little trick. And that's it. Yep,
I saw that after I said it.
Now, what is this here? And I'm gonna put this in, but it's kind of like. So what we're gonna do is this is what this is, and this is a. Actually, I want to change this here. That's what this is.
List.
So just letting you know.
Okay.
You're getting ready to do something. And so now I need to know what next part we're going to go. Yeah. We need to go a little bit more.
Oh, I do? Okay. And I will reign upon him. Then I would stop.
No.
And I will reign.
Not a hand.
Okay.
Oh, I said and already, so I will reign.
Yep.
And then the next one will be upon him, because that's another part he's telling us.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, you're actually getting this very well. So let me put them 2 pieces there because you actually got them right. You got both of them right. So
you're going to give her the big head.
No, you're not.
I'm telling you.
I've been working too hard to get this.
She literally nailing them. So here is what?
Let's see. Upon him.
No, I'm talking. So
over here. Oh, okay, so that would be another. Let me see. List of things he's going to do.
Okay, so what you do, the way you once you get down this far, do you do anything else kind of with the same wording listed anywhere else above?
Oh. So it'd be the same but different words.
The background.
No, just look up and see if anything kind of with the same wording.
Pronouncement.
Okay.
Wouldn't that be a pronouncement?
Yep.
Another announcement that he's saying?
Yeah, because he said I will reign, I will plead.
Yeah.
He's saying the same thing.
I will reign, yep. And then
So now we got this here.
Statement upon him.
Yeah, this is the only tricky parts right here. After that, it's kind of you're killed.
He's telling you. Let me see. On him.
Now, if he's something that he's talking about, well, I know this one might be a little bit tricky. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put this one in here because some of these words can be really tricky on how they. And I tell you, yeah, I'm gonna tell you why. And now the reason why
list item.
The reason why this is an item, I'm gonna tell you, actually, when I teach on them against that guy this Saturday, the problem is this, and this is for people who really don't know what's going on. Now, English. I want everybody to remember this. English. We all speak English, correct?
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, do we speak perfect English?
No.
No.
No, sir.
Do anybody over here speak perfect English?
Nope.
No.
And you know why? You know why?
Well, truthfully, we're speaking Americanized English.
Exactly the point. Because what you got to remember, what's at the end of English?
Ish.
Ish. Yeah.
It's a characteristic of speaking English. Because English derived from where it came. It came from England.
Wow.
That's all we're saying. They speak the correct pronunciations and everything. We speak English.
Yeah.
The characteristic of what they actually speak.
Yeah. Similar to what they're doing in Israel.
So this is the whole bottom line. This is why we have to tear this down in this way to know what's being said.
Elder, for that list item next up on him, could we also just use, collective address?
Collective address, where at? On list item? On the list.
Yeah, so just
you can say addressing him, you can do that. Or saying, or collective address. See, when you use collective address, then you're trying to explain it to somebody.
Yeah.
They might ask you what a collective address means.
List item.
But if you're dealing with somebody who understands the language pretty good, or just understanding what you're saying at that level, yeah, you use it.
So next it will be and
yeah,
upon his hands after that.
What?
Upon his bands.
And
you have to stop it in.
And upon his bands?
No, and then upon his bands.
No,
Oh.
No, because we already got this nailed down.
Got it.
See, that's what I'm saying. So that language breaks. So when you first said it, that was correct. But what is it?
And what is upon his bands?
Yeah.
That yoking out the other people.
Instrument.
Yeah. And so I see Black had nailed it down too. And upon his bands, he got it on the other side also.
Wouldn't that be another pronouncement? No?
Close.
Am I close? Okay.
Close.
Is that background action?
No.
Pronouncement. Let's see. It's not a condition. So.
Further clarification?
It's another list?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I thought
yeah. So let me bring up one more. And Brother Lynn, you are up. So what is the other one?
Instrument.
Oh no, we already got the list point. So this
okay.
is the point.
This point.
What else we have?
Upon the many people.
Huh?
Upon the many people.
Upon the many people.
I would say, and upon the many people that are with him, like the rest of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't tell you what, Brother Harper.
Yeah.
Where are you stationed at?
Tinker Air Force Base.
Who's that?
Yeah, no, because he's getting this pretty.
I think Oklahoma.
Yep, I'm in Oklahoma City, Tinker Air Force Base.
University of Oklahoma. My school.
Okay, so we have that one. So with him, we still got some more to go.
Okay, many people. and overflowing rain. That's a statement.
Yep.
And overflowing rain would be the statement, wouldn't it, Elder?
So what is this one?
But there was,
What is this?
Oh, you didn't steal on that one? Oh, we're right here, right? Okay.
and overflowing.
Overflowing?
Rain. So we'll be listing two. I see what you want. I was like too far ahead. Go back.
Where's that next spot?
And overflowing rain.
Overflowing rain. That's the one you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No.
I would go with an overflowing rain and great hailstones, and that would stop there.
That should be broken up though, shouldn't it?
Which one?
Because of the and.
Yeah, you said yeah, now, Brother Mike, are you saying both of them we join together?
That's just me. An overflowing rain and great hailstones.
No, because there's no reason for and to be there.
Right.
So,
But right now we're tearing everything down.
Because of the comedy.
We have Sister Watson.
I have a question because once they got to pestilence and blood, and then I will reign upon him. And see, then when my mind, when I'm reading it, was said, when I'm talking to myself, it was like upon his band. And then I was like, okay, we know what that is. And then upon many people that was with them, that means everybody that was with them are going to be punished. And then I would have just went to rain, hailstone, fire, and brimstone.
Okay.
Just like that.
Okay, so what happened here? What's going on here? You see this pronouncement? So he's announcing something. He said, I will plead against them.
Mm-hmm.
So he's making a point. He's getting ready to do. He's
Right.
telling you this. That's when he say, I will plead, promise you, he's going to do it.
Right.
That's the promise to you. Now he's saying how he's going to do it. The instrument he's going to use against you. Okay.
Exactly.
So he's going to do it.
The items.
So some of it going to be with some instruments that can really do you in or put you in bad shape. You follow me?
Right.
And
Was the instruments are rain?
No.
Hailstone, fire.
And with what?
And it's
Great hailstone, fire, and brimstone.
No. I'm not down there. And with what up here?
with blood,
Okay, no. What is blood?
Life.
life.
Right.
So why are you telling me blood?
blood. It should be life, yeah. And with life.
If you know what it is, why are you telling me the other thing? I don't want to know what blood is.
Oh, okay.
I want to know what he means. So if he's gonna do it with instruments of sickness and all these things, and sometime he's gonna do it with what? He's gonna take your life.
Life.
Now we know this is the instrument he's gonna use. And he got some more problems that he gonna lay on us.
Yep.
That's the problem. So now we see Sister Watson. He's saying this is what he's going to do, but he's not done. We don't even want him to say this.
Yeah, because some coming behind it.
Exactly the point. Now we need him just to stop up there, but he don't.
The rest of it,
No, it sounds funny. I know it sounds funny.
I know, but it's true.
But it's true. We want him to stop up there, but he don't. He says more. So now he's saying, now he's telling you what? I will reign. We should stop right there, but he's not finishing this because he's gonna tell you how he's gonna do it. I'm gonna reign upon him.
So he's basically telling you how he's gonna kill you.
You get the point.
Is
Get the point.
so this application right here by itself is going to have the ability to break down
You could tear this
2 or
thing.
3 words at once, because when he says with pestilence and with blood here as an instrument, and
seeing over here, you got
fire and brimstone.
see now over here, say with pestilence and with blood. See over here, we can put precepts over here.
Mm-hmm.
And what you're gonna do? You can click right there and put clarification of the verse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's something you might have to sit there and think about. Wait a minute, do I want to clarify this? How he gonna kill me? You kind of
No, I don't have to clarify that.
yeah, but you still got to clarify. I'm just saying, but you're not gonna want to, because once you even clarify it here, then you flip over into the preceptor. Now you can find out more problems.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what's going on. So what we're doing, and that I will reign what upon him. So he's gonna reign up upon us. Not only upon us, what we got more problems. Why? And upon his band. What do band mean? These bands.
Group of people.
Yokes with people, other people.
Exactly the point. I ain't even got to explain this to you because you're seeing what's going. It's broke down. So now he's gonna make it. Now he's gonna make another point. He says, "What again?" And why he keeps saying "and" is the problem I have.
To take care of everybody.
He's adding on the stuff he gonna do to us.
Yeah, because upon the many people that are with him.
Yeah.
You just meaning what? Just the ones around you gonna get caught up. It's all broke down. So guess what? You can't sit there. You can look at it any kind of way you want to, but it's all tore down.
Mm-hmm.
So that just gave me a better understanding what you just said right there.
That's what it's going to do to you regardless. It's going to do that regardless, and it's not going to let you get around it. But guess what? Did I change any of these words in here?
Nope.
No.
Not a word.
I didn't change not one word. But you said, well, I got a better understanding. Yeah, the tear down of words is what we need to do. The reason why, because we don't technically speak English. One, and then we transferred it from Hebrew to English. We don't speak that language. We speak a slang. So what we do, we tear
speak broken English.
Yeah. So we tear down everything to where we can look at it. And some of it is you might chew on it. You might sit there and say, well, let me look at this. Really. And as you're looking at it, it's gonna make you scared. It's gonna fear you. But guess what? You should fear. He said, don't fear the man.
No, fear him.
He said, no, you fear the one who can get rid of the flesh.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it says that in the verse.
Yeah.
Fire and brimstone.
You see.
Fire and brimstone.
Get to it, but we can see we got a problem. That's why I always say we have a problem. It's not with man. We got a problem with God. So let's break some. But so now he's saying, and overflowing rain. Why? See, that's my question. I'll do like a trick. Why? We'll tell you what.
Wide, so it can spread out and get everybody.
Exactly. Rain on them. Let me just be over here, but get us as a whole. You kind of follow what I'm saying?
Yes, that helps a lot because I would have skipped that. The overflowing, my man didn't see that.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking is like, okay, overflowing rain, we know that's pouring, overflowing. But now when I'm thinking about what I just read and put it all together, then it gives me a better understanding what I just read.
Okay, I tell you what.
That's just
look how this is tore down. Tell me, do you understand so far? And we still got some more to put in it. Tell me, do you understand this clearly right now?
Yeah.
Without putting a precept in there. Do you understand what this verse is saying?
Yeah.
Now, now I'm gonna tell you something else. Don't look down there. Read it up there and tell me. You can read over there. And you can say, "Oh yeah, and you'll keep reading. You'll go right to verse 23. Would you or would you not?
Yeah.
You'll go right to 23 like it's nothing. Oh, with hell and brimstone. Oh yeah, Let me go to verse 23. Let me see what that. Tear it down.
So then I have to work on that. Then that'll help get a better understanding of what I just read too.
And then you see then you sit there like, you looking up under your bed.
When I read like that and I'm really deep in study, like I told you before, I start crying because I can't believe that we to this day are still doing the same thing and nothing's never changed.
See right here. But let's put it all in there. Let's get it all in there. What's the next one?
And a great hailstone.
And overflowing rain.
Oh no, we already got overflowing.
Oh
rain.
yeah, oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Great hailstone.
And then fire by itself.
So what goes here?
Waiting enough for overflowing rain.
Did it? Huh?
Yeah, now this, all of that should go.
Oh, wait a minute. What goes here first? And then what goes here?
And overflowing rain.
Another instrument.
He's like it's an announcement, isn't it? A list or it's an pronouncement. He's telling you again something he's gonna do.
Isn't that making a statement?
Yeah. No, she got it. She got it. Okay, so what is this one?
So it is list.
What is this one?
Saying and great hailstones. That's another list of something he's gonna do.
Let's say an instrument.
See, wait, no, she's to the point.
Yeah,
so, see, now, what else? What else we gonna put down here?
Fire, just fire by itself.
No, there's no reason to it. See, that's
There's no reason?
Even though that comma there,
okay.
Sometimes it catches.
Yeah, it got me.
That's that.
So she had to do the whole thing?
Yeah.
Fire and brimstone?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you.
Okay, I get it. Yeah, I see that.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah, they the same.
I'm gonna tell you something that I want to tell with you guys. The first time they made us do this, and this is a while back, y'all did. I ain't gonna even tell you how better y'all did than what we were doing. I don't know what you're doing, but you guys actually did very good. So what goes here?
Fire, he's telling you what he's gonna do again.
That's the end.
Fire and brimstone.
So what goes?
Oh my gosh, that's a lot.
That's the promise there.
Fire and brimstone. He's telling you
this point.
Yeah, he's telling you again what he's gonna do. Oh, I think I'm burnt out. Oh, it is. Okay, I was okay. That's it.
Now let me show you. But now let's look at this. Now we got all this verse here, all broke down. Now let's see what the problem is. He says he's going to plead against us. And you know he's going to plague you one way or another. With pestilence, with plagues,
and with death.
And with, yeah, exactly. Some of them going to cost us our lives. Not only that, he's going to rain upon his bands. That's why I said upon him, because it ain't even on him. It ain't even about you.
No.
With you and anybody around you. It's going to be overflowing, and it's going to be with great hailstones, which we don't need. Great hailstone, we don't need those. Same thing and with fire and brimstone. Some of these plagues is the hailstones, but guess what? This brimstone, this fire and brimstone, guess what that's right here.
That's the end.
Yeah.
So he's telling you clearly it's all tore down. So now we know what he's saying. Some of these great hailstones, we might get knocked in the head, might be in a coma for 2 weeks.
That right there. That's death.
But when we dealing with this here,
yeah, we dealing with death, baby. It's a wrap.
You dealing directly with this.
It's a wrap.
Now the problem is this: he's going to rain what?
False.
He's going. His knowledge actually going to come down.
Okay. So he's gonna rain his knowledge.
Yes, his knowledge of how he's going to judge us is actually going to come down.
Right. Now he's gonna jack us up.
This is our problem. So when you had it first down, now you see what the problem was. So, and this ain't something that he's saying that he might do. This is something
He's definitely
going to do.
That's a promise.
Yeah, that's a promise. That's why when we go over here, now we know why. You go back here to 14, and it says that Moses was wroth of the whole. Why? Because Moses knew what the promise was about. Why? Because it's the same thing here. This is our problem. So this is the main thing on what we need to understand when we're dealing with plagues and we're dealing with these different things. Now we're going to look at let's look at two more verses. Let's look at two more verses, see something. We're going to go down, and he said, watch this. He said now, he already told us, but all the women who have not known a man, what you do, keep for yourself. You're trying to rectify the situation. But let's get a little bit deeper in there and see some more on what he's talking about, on what we need to be doing. Actually, I got to go into the other Bible. Let me see.
Oh, I should turn my radio down.
Yeah, because there's somebody.
Yeah, it's loud.
Not that one. I don't know which one it is. Oh, got it. Okay. So now let's look at something where we was having problems at. Let's go to Numbers. And now we're going to look at Numbers chapter 19. Okay. Now we're going to look at something that's real particular. It says, he that touches the dead body of any man shall be unclean 7 days. He shall purify himself on the 3rd day, and on the 7th day he shall be clean. But if he purify not himself the 3rd day, then the 7th day he shall be unclean. He shall not be clean. So what is this talking about? What is this speaking of? Because this is actually the most serious part, because he's telling us we have to be purified based on what we're doing, because we can't be touching dead bodies.
Bodies that are defiled.
Okay, we there.
So that would be with our diets and everything. So if someone else is defiled with eating pork, then we can't touch them either then, right?
Yeah, watch how I go. Yeah, because we got somebody in that's how the T saying that. Yeah. So this is how we actually do it. Let's go down to verse 21. Okay. Actually, is it? Yeah, 21. It says, and ye shall be a perpetual statute unto them that he that sprinkle water of separation. So one thing we need to understand what water of separation is. Shall wash his clothes, and he that toucheth the water of separation shall be unclean until even. So yeah, C Black, he nailed that one down, because he actually, as I was doing it, he did it. So
I think what is it?
Yeah. So what we want to understand is how we got to see how to separate things. So now my question to you, do we do everything that we separate with water by washing the water?
Do we do everything?
Everything to purify, or do we use water to purify everything unto God?
If we do it according to the way he said it.
No, that's not what I'm asking.
I don't know.
Based on the laws of God,
I don't know.
Do we purify everything by water?
Oh no, that would be fire.
Okay, what's the use of fire?
Cleanse, to go through the fire to cleanse.
Okay, so now let's look at it, and we're gonna find out, because we're gonna see this. So now let's look at 22.
Okay.
And it says, and whosoever is unclean, the person touched shall be unclean, and the soul that touches shall be unclean until even. Why? We got to find out why and what it's talking about. Okay.
Okay.
So now we got to see what can be tolerated and what cannot be tolerated. All right.
I see.
You with me?
I'm with you now.
Okay. So now let's look at this all together in what goes on. So now let's go here. Let's go to Zechariah. Yeah. We're going to look at Zechariah, and we're going to go to, no, I did Zephaniah. Why do I always do that?
I do that too.
I do that every dang time.
They look alike.
Yeah, and that's the only reason I do it, and it throws me every time. Zechariah. So now let's go down. We're going to get verse 13. And we're going to go down. Now, we're going to find out something that's really important. Now, let's start up here, and we're gonna go to the main thing. It says in verse 8, it says, and it shall come to pass in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. So we know that. And then it says, and the third shall be therein. And I will bring the third part through the what?
Fire.
Exactly. So what is the fire?
The cleansing of the truth. The rest of everything that we don't know, he's going to finish telling us.
So what he's doing, he's purifying us.
He's purifying us.
So it's what we can test, how we're going to do things. We're going to find out how that works. It says, and will refine them as silver and refined, and will try them as gold is tried. So the same way that gold is tried, it goes through a refinery, through the fire, and it removes all the dross out of there to where it's being purified. So then he said, and I will try them, and then it says, they shall call on my name, and I will hear them, and I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my God.
My God.
So this is all what's being said. Now, why do we go through these? And actually, I could show you another part. Let's get a second part of this, because we're gonna see why it's saying it even in that way. We're gonna look at Sirach, or yeah. So we're gonna look at that one. We're gonna go to verse 2, chapter 2, and verse 5. He says, "For gold is tried in fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity." So what it's doing is giving how gold is tried, but we are tried how?
Through his knowledge and his...
Through the furnace of adversity. That's how we are tried.
Oh, okay.
It's telling you right there in front of you.
So is that... Sorry.
Go ahead.
So would that mean that with all the false doctrine and the truth would be putting us through the fire, because we would have to pick out the truth opposed to we would have to pick out the truth by knowing his word, as opposed to all of this falseness that's out here? That would be putting us through the fire.
Yeah, it's a state of condition. Yeah, it's talking about
state of condition. That sums it up.
So I'm kind of just using classroom terms, but
thank you. I need that today.
Yeah, but it's a state of condition based on what's going on, and so the same as it's telling you right here, gold is tried in fire. So it says, unacceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
Adversity, adversity.
So we have to know how adversity works. So as long as you know how adversity works, now when they went out and they had on the whole armor of God, see, right back to it. Were they tried?
Yeah. But if they had on the whole armor of God, they were tried, but because they had on the whole armor of God, it bounced off of them.
Yeah, but
they endure it.
Yeah, but
they were able to endure it, right?
They didn't. They failed.
They failed though. Even though they had on the whole armor of God?
Yeah, no. Did they have on the whole armor of God?
Oh, they couldn't have, because they failed.
Exactly the point.
Yeah.
They couldn't have had on the whole armor of God when they went out. Because if they had the whole armor of God when they went out, they wouldn't have came back with the women and all the children.
Yeah, right. Yeah. They would have, yeah. Killed them.
So we got to remember, it's a state of mind. It's a state of difficulties in making mistakes, in making choices. So when they got out there, what choice did they make when they seen the woman and the child?
Yeah, lust.
Now I believe brother Smalls had I think he the one picked the verse. He said, do not pity. He said, do not pity them when you come up on them. Do not the Bible say that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what did they do? They
pitied them.
So again, if they pitied them, did they have on the whole armor of God?
Nope.
Exactly.
Nope.
So let's see how adversity, we need to see how adversity works, because adversity can work with misfortunes, suffering, fortune, and sometimes it can be even death. Because he said we're gonna pay for those when we fail tests. You're gonna pay for those with a pestilence, or you're gonna pay for them with your life. So we need to see how that actually works. And let me pull this before I go, and I'll show you that. And Sister Watson.
I have a question. So putting on the full armor of God is just like when Abraham had to sacrifice his son. He put on the whole armor of God and believed in him.
What did he do?
Followed his will.
What did he do? He said, bring me thy son, thy only son.
That's right.
Sacrifice him. What did he do? Hey, son, get up. Come on. We got to go.
That's right. So that's putting on the whole armor of God, the whole truth, the word, and then you walk
his covering.
Exactly. So even when they was walking, the son even said, hey, we got the wood.
Where's this?
We got everything. He said, but Pop, where's sacrifice? What did Abraham, Lord gonna provide? He already knew dude, I ain't gonna tell you it's you.
Good thing.
So he already knew, but that's the full armor. Why? Because he's checking. You have to have full trust in God
and never waver.
You don't. Did you see Did Abraham waver?
Not one bit.
Not one solid.
Not one bit. Matter of fact, they had to stop him.
Yeah, the angel had to clearly stop him.
I love the way you explain that, though.
Yeah, no, if you think about it, because I would have been doing the same thing. Welcome with, hey, Pop, man, we got everything, man. You need me to run back because you got some land. Because man, we missing land. And then he tell me the Lord gonna provide. See,
but the boy wasn't even scared still, so he had the faith of God with him too, because he could ran. So
he could have ran.
Yeah,
he could have ran. See, but we got to remember, Isaac wasn't little.
Oh, he wasn't? I thought he was little.
No, he wasn't little. That's what I'm saying. He had faith in
Isaac,
God too.
Isaac was about 30 years old.
Be all right. Because
wait. What'd you say, Elder?
Was about 30 years old.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Even when Abraham them came down from the mountain, when he said he'll return, Abraham went back. His son went somewhere else.
Oh.
Yeah, that didn't. Yeah.
I just thought he was young.
No. No.
That's because the pictures always showed
him young. Yeah, yeah. That's that mind slavery that I'm breaking.
Yeah. So we got to see how we suffer these conditions of adversity and misfortune. So we're gonna look at and see how that functions and how it works. So we got to go over here. We got to go over here to Psalms. And we're gonna look at Psalms. We're gonna look at verse 16. We're gonna see how this actually works and see what's going on. And we're gonna look at verse 10. So what we're gonna do in here in 10, it says, "For thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither will thou suffer thy Holy One to see corruption." Why he won't suffer the Holy One to see corruption?
He won't see the Holy One. Because he can't look at. Is that the Most High we're talking about?
Okay. What resides in you is what?
His spirit.
Okay, so you think he's gonna leave his spirit to see corruption?
No, he's gonna.
But is the flesh going to suffer adversity?
Yes.
Is the flesh going to suffer misfortune?
Yeah.
Is the flesh going to suffer any type of conditions?
Yes.
A lot.
Okay, even death.
Yep.
But the same thing is, the Holy One that's supposed to reside in you will not see corruption. So everything that belongs to the earth goes back to the earth, and everything that belongs to God goes back to God.
So our spirit goes with him. If.
We getting the point.
So that's
If.
why we're fighting for our immortal souls right now.
Yeah. So right now we're looking at a little bit deeper. Let's go down to 15. We're gonna look at 15 to get some more, because we want to see how these
Jeremiah.
of adversity works. We need to understand how adversity works. Yeah, and you guys, y'all need to write these precepts down.
Oh, I'm writing them down, honey.
There's a lot of precepts we didn't spit out.
We sure have.
Oh, it says, "Oh Lord, knoweth, remember me and visit me, and what? Revenge of what?
Prosecutors.
Of my prosecutors.
Prosecutors.
These are the ones that are oppressing you. But mean what? Take me not away in thy long suffering. Know that for thy sake, who suffered?
I have suffered.
Rebuke. He's clearly letting you know. So now we know we can always suffer in rebuke. Not just in physical, now we can be even suffer in what? Just in talk.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah, because some people gonna rebuke you just on what you're talking about.
Sure is.
So let's look at another part, and we're gonna look at this. And you know, we got some of y'all. I'm gonna tell you. Sometimes I'm biased. I use some precepts to my uncle. So all you gotta do.
We'll take what we can get, Elder.
Yeah, I gotta put my. You know, I gotta put my uncle in there sometimes.
Of course, we can't go without Idris.
I gotta go.
I have to throw him in a little bit too sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. See now, right here, but he makes it really clear. He said, "Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things." He's making this too clear. So no matter if you're righteous, what he's saying you're going to happen. You're going to suffer some straight things.
You'll suffer.
You're going to suffer. You're not getting around it. And I don't care less how righteous you are. You're going to suffer. Then he says, "In hope for the wise, for they that have done wickedly have suffered the straight things, and ye shall not see the wise." But watch this. He goes on a little bit more. Let's drop down to verse 58. That if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said. But if he gets the victory, he shall receive the things that I say.
So the things that he's saying. Okay.
Right. So how you gonna get the victory?
By the things that he say.
And so Moses is telling you
law, statutes, and commandments.
Exactly.
Yeah, sticking to his word.
Exactly. And how you finish it off? One of y'all read for me this verse right here, verse 59.
For this is the life whereof Moses spake unto the people while he lived, saying, choose thee life that thou mightest live.
And he actually pulled that from Moses right there from what we were just studying. But what did they do? Don't bring in false doctrine. Don't bring in these type of heresies, is what he's talking about. When we have,
so basically we're being tested every day.
Okay, so I don't have to explain nothing to you because you get it. Because that's exactly what's happening. Every day you're being tested.
But Elder.
Yes.
We were born into this not knowing a thing. And I struggle with myself trying to figure out, if we didn't know this, how were we going to be? Some of us felt it all our lives, like me. I felt something right all my life, but I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
How can we, we didn't even know who we was.
Yeah, but you gotta remember one thing. He never gonna let his fall unless they know. The choice is always yours. So even though it couldn't have been right all these years, you can always see something's right, something not right. But it's certain things to where you have taken and you just didn't choose to go that direction. So he'll just take you around the corner. He'll just take you around the long way. You might get hard-headed. He take you around the rougher way. But then he's going to bring you right back to where you can hear the actual truth and see which direction you're going to choose.
And then he shows you all the time that the things he brought you out of when you didn't know who you was, and it just comes to you, all the things that you came out of and you shouldn't have, because if you hadn't been there, you wouldn't have came out of it. But he didn't lose any of his, so I'm done.
And he tells you, and I can show you where he said he didn't lose none of his.
He didn't lose none.
This is Brother Jerry. This our brother down there. He said he's sorry for interrupting. What application? Yeah, this application we're actually gonna put on sale. But I do, so I gotta apologize again. I do apologize again. I promise you. I'm working. Because we made a deal to where they're gonna drop the price to where the price for that application, and it should be way more than what they wanted, but I got the deal worked out to where it's only $89. With that being $89, that I end up having to put down the other part to where if I do that, then I have to do a book with it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm putting a book with it to where we can have that with it. So right now I'm behind on the book.
Take your time.
Yeah, technically what's happening. So
no, don't take your time. We need that yesterday.
Yeah. So that's what's going on there. So I'm gonna get the book out, and then we can do it, because the book actually going to be free. And see, actually, I can even show you. Do I have it? No, I don't have it. I thought I had it up. I was gonna say, because I got it in a pretty good position to where I'm almost done with it, to where we can have it to where you guys can get it. And then you can go through it. But they're gonna have mini lessons on there to show you how to do it, to where you can test yourself, do it, and then in the back you're gonna show you the answers on how it should have been laid out. And then as you go, but I'm gonna tell you right now, the Smiths, they probably gonna catch on pretty quick, because I'm gonna tell you, Sister Smith caught on. She's actually was nailing it down. And that's literally all. Once you know how to break it down, the precepts gonna automatically, in all foundation precepts, you're gonna fill that up, and then you put all that over into the preceptor, and then you can go to town on it. So that's what it is. So I appreciate it. And so we're going to push that. We're going to push forward to it, to where you can do it, because we have to be able to break this stuff down. This is the problem, because once we're able to completely break it down, this is where we can do all our danger part. And I see Brother C. Black, send me an email, my brother, to where we can get you back there. And I also want to ask you, because we had another brother ask about you, and we actually talked about you. And I want to know, are you friends? This is for C. Black. Are you friends with Brother Matthew in South Africa? That's what I want to know. Are you friends with the brother in South Africa? So that's just a yes or no, because he's saying that he think that's just, this is you, but it's a good thing, because he said he talks with you all the time. And I said, I don't know if it's him. All I see is C. Black. So, but he says your first name. I'm not going to tell you what the first name is, but I don't know if you know, but I know if you know what I'm talking about. We're talking about the brother. His name is Matthew, out of South Africa. So you might know him, you might don't, but he's sitting there saying that he think that's you, and you and him is good friends. That's all he was saying. So you can let me know, but that's what he was saying. And what we're trying to do, we're trying to make sure once we get all this stuff out to where we can be going through, and I want to make sure all questions is done. No, not him. Okay, so it's not him, so I can let him know it's not you. Yeah, because and let me see. Oh, here's my email. In his yeah, that's my email. And Brother Jerry, you have my phone number, so I'm not sure why you. That's odd, because you have my phone number as well. So, because I know who Brother Jerry is, I know exactly who he is. And I thought he had my phone number. But the main thing is what we want to do is make sure as we continually go through, we got to tear things down. And as we look at it, we can get what was happening. So with this promising that we're going to have a war, he promising you a war. This is what you have to remember in this. With this promising of a war, we're going to go through it. But what he's telling you, don't pick up in the outcome, the conclusion of most of the matter of this matter, in this outcome, don't pick up trash on the way. Because when you run into the poor, you're going to feed them some of this, and you don't want to feed them no trash. You want to give them nothing but truth. So you have to put on the entire armor of God. Put that entire armor on. So when you go out there, that's what you're going out there in. You're not letting anything in, and you're only letting the truth out. You're not letting anything in. The whole armor in God. You're not leaning to your understanding on anything. You lean into everything on God. That's it. That's why he says, when he says, and same thing when you look at, which this is some precepts, and some of you guys using the preceptor, he says when he sent out the 12, he sent them out without any staves, clothes, money. He didn't send them out with anything. And he said, whoever will receive you, receive you. When he got back, they were sitting there, they all sat there with him. He said, I sent you guys out with nothing. Did you guys lack anything? Every one of them said, what? Nothing. And all what were they armed with? They was armed with the armor of God. I will tell you what the verse is, but some of you guys need to do the work to put those verses in there, because that's what you need to have. You're going to go to war. You can't get around it. And there's no age limit. So that's why I say it's a mental thing. So we have to understand what's going on.
So Elder, 1 Corinthians and 15, that's
No, 13.
13:3. That's where he talked about feed the poor. All this time when Yahweh Shai says, if you love me, feed the poor, then he was talking about feed us with knowledge that for those that didn't know. It wasn't feed us food.
That's all he's been talking about the entire time.
I did not know that. That's crazy. Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh. Okay, that's why he says, be careful who you entertain, but that's Paul talking. He said you can be entertaining angels unawares.
Yeah.
That's why they talk in that language, because you never know who you're going to run into.
Yeah.
You have to be very careful, because these things happen. So how are you going to go out there and be somewhere and you're not going out there? Well, let's tie on to the war. This is why I say I'm not going to tell you where they are, but you'll know where once you finish your studies out, and some people are going to use their preceptor to do it, you'll know where.
I see some now. I see them.
Yeah, so the same thing as he sit there, and as he said, he says what? The poor be among us always.
Always.
Is he talking about what? Is he talking about in food or in knowledge?
Knowledge.
Exactly the point.
Wow. I've never knew that.
So let's look at it this way. Same thing like I tell people. Now, this is for all nations. And this is why I have a thing against people who just stand on the corner and beg for money, because a bum, and I'm being real straightforward, because I don't care what nation you're from, a bum can stand in front of, they can sit there and eat anything they want to eat. They say, I want Subway. All they got to do is go stand in front of Subway. Don't ask for no money. Just say, hey, sir, or ma'am, I'm hungry. Can you buy me a sandwich? I guarantee you, not two people going to get by you besides one of them going to buy you food. I guarantee, and walk in there and just say, what do you want? It's a zero. They do this too much. And then they can sit there and say, well, today I feel like having this. And I guarantee you they can go stand in front of that place and ask for whatever type of food. Just say, sir, ma'am, I don't want any money. Can you just buy me something to eat? I guarantee you they're going there and buy you whatever you want. So why are people who saying they truly hungry asking for money out and about, when all they have to do is go stand in front of any place where they're hungry? And I guarantee you, I don't care what nation they're from, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna buy you something to eat. That's just plain and simple. But when you have somebody who's hungry for the word and they sitting there and they want to teach, that's why he's saying you have to feed his hungry people. Because there are many people who want to learn and they can't. So same thing. That's why Peter now, I've given out too many precepts because I want some of you guys to go do some work. But the same way why Peter now didn't feed everybody, and Peter learned that when Cornelius had to come to him. And actually, well, show you this. I'm not going to actually give you the precept that which some people already know what they are, but that's okay. Because I love for people to do their work.
It's all making a lot more sense though now. I'm thinking of a whole lot of scriptures I've read that pertains to this.
Okay. So what I want to do, I'm gonna go right here, and I'm gonna show you this verse. 1 Peter. The first, oh no, that's 2 Peter. Well, no, I know I choose 1 Peter. 1 Peter chapter 5. So, yeah. Now why does it keep going back to, this thing? 1 Peter. Here we go. Now let me switch it. So let's see here. Let's switch back over. Okay. You see right here, okay, we have 1 Peter 5:1. We're going to start at 1 Peter 5:1. We'll go down. It says, the elders which are among you, I exhort, who I am an elder and a witness of the suffering of Christ, and also a partaker of the glory that shall be revealed. Telling you something that's going to happen later. He's clearly making that perfectly clear to you. So now he goes on more. Now this is your key. He says, feed the flock of God which is among you, taking oversight thereof, not by constraint, willingly, not for filthy lucre, but a ready mind. Telling you clearly you can't do this for money. Clearly you can't do this for money. So if you can't do this for money, but he's saying feed, so what do this mean? What do that mean? Anyone?
That would be feed the Most High's poor, those that don't have the knowledge, right?
Yeah, that's all he's saying.
Okay, that's what he's saying.
That's all he's saying. Feed the flock of God which is among you.
Yeah.
Taking oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre.
Don't charge them to do it, right?
Like the churches.
Like the churches.
Yeah, they sit there, they're going to give you a word, and they want some money.
They're going to give you false word, too, on top of that.
Yeah, now watch this. Neither as, now he's going to do a contrast, being lords over God's heritage.
Yeah.
So now he's telling you, you can't even rule over them. He's telling you this right there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sure is.
So if you can't be a Lord, so why? Okay, so now let's see some things to God. You're going to sit there and you're going to bring everything to God and drop it at his feet. Correct or not correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so why are we bringing money to these pastors and you putting money? It's just like putting money at their feet.
Mm-hmm. We shouldn't do it.
The same as you doing to God.
Mm-hmm.
But watch this. He says, but being examples to the flock. He makes himself, I'm talking about clear as day.
Example.
And who is this talking? Peter. Do you know how many times he talked to Peter? Peter, do you love me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Lord, you know I love you. Feed my sheep.
Feed my sheep. That's what I was trying to think of. Feed my sheep.
Peter, Do you love me, Peter? Yea, Lord. You know I love thee.
You know I love thee.
Feed my lambs. Peter, come here, Peter. Let me talk to you again. What? Do you love me? Man, I just told you. See, because Peter actually got mad. Because he said he was grieved and they think that he was feeling sad. No, Peter got mad. You know I love you, man. Why you keep asking me the same? Okay, dude, just feed my sheep, bro.
Well, Elder Johnson, since I've been in this class, and now when it's hard for me I can't hardly watch television anymore because I see too much stuff, and being around people when I'm listening, I used to talk a lot, but now I listen more.
Mm-hmm.
And even with my family, and when I look at them, I see them as like the Walking Dead, and I tell them this. I'm like, y'all literally the Walking Dead, like that movie y'all like to watch, because y'all don't have no knowledge. I'm trying to tell you little bits and pieces of what I've learned that helped me to grow.
Mm-hmm. Well,
you know,
yeah, I'm gonna tell you something that's real smart that you can remember. You know the ones who like to see the Walking Dead and the ones like the Halloween and all this stuff? Do you know why people watch it?
Jay evil. That's what I can say.
Okay, you gotta remember, whatever your spirit is, whatever your spirit better acknowledges, that's what they're gonna gravitate to. So what do that mean? Their spirit gravitates to evil and death. That's what they like. So if their spirit gravitates to it, what spirit has them? Because both spirits.
That's why I'm worried. That's why I'm worried, because most of my sons are educated Black men, think they know everything, especially my son that's a psychiatrist. He got 2 doctor's offices. You can't even talk to him because he don't have any, I call him an educated fool, because he don't have any common sense at all.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. So
when I'm talking to him, it's like I'm talking to a wall.
Dang.
It's bad.
That's
He don't
lack of
listen to
spirit.
nothing.
He doesn't have the spirit in him.
They go to church every Sunday. You can't tell them nothing. I've never believed that you could kill God in my entire life. When I was a kid in church, at 6 years old, I was like, you can't kill Jesus.
Yeah, that's impossible.
And so I've never believed that this is my entire life. And I went to a Catholic school and got into it with the nuns. So I had to go to a regular school because they couldn't make me believe none of the stuff I was smart, but they couldn't make me believe the things that they were telling me.
Yeah, so I got a person in here, it's Lion's Pride. They say resurrection. So I want to understand, what is the understanding of resurrection? See, just resurrection. See, I don't know over here, the first time he's seeing you, but over here, see, we'll put precepts in there because we need to know what you're saying. So my thing is, what is resurrection? I need to know what that is. So we're gonna wait for that while we go through that. But you go ahead. I would just wait. I just want them to know. I want to know what. See, most people just post in comments, but what I want to make sure we always understand over here, when we say stuff, you need to be able to explain yourself, because what we never want to do is run outside the book. We always want to stay within the book, because when you run outside the book, you let everything else in. Same thing as we always say. If you're gonna put on that whole armor of God, there's no reason to go outside that armor. Stay in the armor. So the thing is here, they put in resurrection. So I want to know, what is resurrection in their mind? Because I don't know what resurrection, they just got resurrection. I don't know what it means. So I know what it means in the book, but I don't know what it means to them. So I'm just asking them, what is resurrection? But the main thing is, let's move down a little bit further. And he said, so supposed to be examples to the flock. And it says, and when the chief shepherd shall appear, ye shall receive the crown of glory that fadeth not away. This is clear in scripture, but now they telling you when the chief shepherd shall appear. Why? Because Yahweh tells you that he's the good shepherd. So if he's the good shepherd, can we find in the Bible, or he said, I got other good shepherds like me? Can anybody ever show me a verse that says that?
Not in there.
No, it's not in there.
Don't exist.
Yeah, so if he says he's the good shepherd, what do it make other shepherds?
False, bad.
Exactly the point.
That's why he said, if someone's tell me you over here in the river, don't go. If you over here, don't go. If you over here, don't go.
Yeah, because when somebody's saying that they are a shepherd, they telling you you going to follow them, not this one in this Bible. So again, so when he's talking about when he wants his flock fed, so you got to remember, we are servants. He said, what if we want to follow him, we can be servant and go out, and what he's telling you right here, feed my sheep. He didn't say, he doesn't say not, well, in other Bibles, I know they got it. It says shepherd my sheep, something like that. But he says, feed my sheep. Why? You're a servant. You want to get in this house? I'm going to keep feeding you some doctrine. Literally all he's doing here. I'm going to feed you some of my doctrine. Go out there, feed it to him, come back, get some more. Can I come in the house? Hey, can I come? Can I look in there? No, you can't look in here. Go get that bucket. See that bucket sitting right there on the porch? Get that bucket. Go feed them sheep some more. I need them fed some more. Okay. Can I peek in there? Okay. Won't tell you what? You're talking too much. Won't tell you? If next time, I'm going to put it on the floor. Right now, just get that bucket, go out there and feed my sheep. That's all we're supposed to do. Nothing more. So now if I'm out there trying to sit there and say, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to teach and I'm just going to put a donation sign somewhere else. Just put it there. Help me support my ministry.
It's the same thing.
Exactly the point. Because guess what? Somebody going to sit there and say, let me send him something. Let me just send him something. I don't need glory. I don't need glory from anyone. I'm seeking glory from him. So if I'm seeking glory from him and then same thing, I might sit there and say some things that might really upset you and say, now I don't know who he think he is, this and that. And you know, I'm this way and I'm that way. Who is he to sit there and say that about me? And send me a jacked up email. Sit there and say, oh no, this is what the Bible says. I've showed it to you. I'm giving you the verse. If you have a problem, you need to go talk to who I work for. That's who you go deal with. Don't deal with me. He said it. I'm repeating it. I agree with him. You don't have a place to put me in. He do. That's the way that goes. But when people sit there and they take in donations and everything else, that's the same thing. You can go to any church. I don't care what church you go to. And if you was a multimillionaire and you can go to, I don't care what church you went to, in the first day you walk in there and you Sunday, they're going to know who you are. And if they say something and then you sit there and you say, well, I'll tell you what, now I have this and I do this and now my life is this, I'm working on it, but this and that. And you constantly dropping, every week you dropping $100,000, I guarantee you they're going to alter on what they teach. It's automatic. Why? Because if you dislike it, all you do is say, okay, let me close my pocketbook up. So they know to change. That's your signal to change. If you're not driven that way, it don't matter. So always keep on the whole armor. Keep on the whole armor, all you're gonna do is feed them the truth. You're gonna hit the people you want to hit. You're gonna hit the ones that he want them to hear it, and to where they can make a choice. Either they're gonna follow him or no. So that's what we do.
And being tested, like on a Sabbath, I've been doing this for a while, so everyone knows I do the Sabbath. But last week, my sister-in-law, she was like, well, I'm coming over there after this party. I said, well, you know, that's my Sabbath. So if you're going to be here in the Sabbath, that's a good thing. We can go through the Bible and, you know, you can learn some things. Oh, I ain't coming over there then. I'm like, I've been doing this for years. So it's like nothing's changed, but y'all still want to bring pork into my house when I say that you didn't bring your abominable stuff in my house. But then they say I'm mean.
Dang.
I'm serious. And then we talking about my family.
Mm-hmm.
This is stuff I have to go through. Like every Sabbath, somebody wants to come over here, and they know what's going to happen if they come over here. We ain't cooking no food, so we're going to be eating salad or sandwiches. You're not going to be running hot water, putting stuff in microwaves, and we're going to be studying. You know, I'm like, y'all can't even give one day, give him glory. Are we giving glory? No, but he told you Saturday is a holy day unto you, and you don't even want that day.
No. Yeah.
You know, and it's just like this, like that's why I said we're being so tested because it's so bad. It's so bad outside. It's I don't even want to go outside anymore.
Well,
it's that bad. You got people dressing as devils teaching our children in school.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got your kids can't say gay people. I mean, I can't even go to a bathroom now because a man could walk in there just because he decided he wanted to be a woman.
Dang. Yeah. That now we're gonna tell you what, that's something I'm really against, and same as my wife. But they got this one Bernadette, she asking a question, and I wanna just get
I'm sorry.
let's go to Luke before we go off, because it's kind of the same thing. Because as long as it's along the line, I don't mind going through it. Because it's along the same line that we're going through. So we're gonna go to Luke, and we're gonna look at 22 and 31. So since we're going through this, now, so this is part of what we're trying to find out. So this is what we want to look at. So let's look at this, because this is about this actually goes pretty good with it, about the whole armor of God. So she's saying, why did Yahushua tell Peter that Satan have need to swift thee like wheat? Okay, so we're gonna look at that, and this is why you need the whole armor of God on at all times. So we're gonna look at this, and we need to see right here in verse 31. It said, "And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan have desire to have you, that he may sift you as wheat." Why? Because now he can blow you in the wind. That's all he want to do. But watch what's going to happen, because he has desire, and this is your key. So he has desire to do something. Why? He want to sift you as wheat. That's the whole key. But we're going to find out a little bit more. He says, "But I pray that that thy faith fail not, and when thou art converted, strengthen thy brothers." So once you really is strong in the word, now you strengthen your brothers. That's what he's talking about. But let's see what this desire is. We're gonna find out what some of this desire is. We got to go right back to here. And this is the problem. It says in Genesis, it goes actually what we say, it goes ways back there. It says, "And Adam knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man of the Lord." Now, mind you, a lot of people don't know that Cain and Abel was twins. That's what a lot of people don't know, but they was twins. Because watch, you're gonna see what it says. It says, and she bare again. That just letting you know. And then she had another one right behind it. She didn't have to go into her again. She had two sons. And it's telling you right there. Bear brother Abel. And Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. Now it tells you, in the process of time passed, that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground. So what did he bring? That's the key. He brought this worldly minded stuff and offered it unto the Most High. We have to present ourselves as a living sacrifice unto God. He didn't do that. And then Abel also brought his firstlings of his flocks and the fat thereof, that the Lord had respect unto Abel and his offering. What did Abel bring? Now, most people will tell you that Abel actually brought some animals. That's a lie. He didn't bring no animals. He didn't bring one. He's telling you right there. He brought even his children there and the fat thereof. This is what he had. He had respect in there. But to Cain, his offering had no respect, and Cain was very raw. Why? In his content of fact, he got highly upset. But watch what happens. It says, "And the Lord said unto Cain, Why art thou wroth? What you so upset for? Why is thy countenance fallen?" Now here's your key. if thou doeth well. So you see, Cain didn't bring anything. If you do well, if he would have brought something, he would say, if you bring me what I asked you, if you would have brought a sheep, if you would have brought this, if you would have brought the corn, it would have been cool. You don't see it saying it. He said, if thou doeth well. Should that not be accepted? Should you not be accepted? He ain't told Cain to bring anything. Show me where he told him to bring something. But watch this. He goes on more. And if thou doest not well, who lieth at the door? Sin. Who is the creator of sin? Satan. And what Satan has to do with you. And unto thee shall be his desire. So that's all it's been talking about, my sister. That's why he's saying he want to sift you like wheat. That mighty wind want to just sift you. That's part of the problem. So, and that's his desire to do that. That's why when Job come, he tells you right in, even in Job, what he's talking about, he make this very clear all the time. Satan ain't hiding from nobody. And he tells you right here, it says, now there was the days when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord. But who came with them? Satan come rolling along with them. And the Lord said unto Satan, which comest thou? Satan then answered and said to him, coming to and fro in the earth, walking up and down it. Why? Because he's seeing who you can sift like wheat. That's Satan. He's going to do whatever he can to sift you like wheat. And he get many of us. Why? Because all some of us have to do, he say, I will give you all this glory of the world, and all you have to do is what? Bow down and worship me. You ain't got to do nothing else. You want that? Granted. Just worship me. Oh, you want that? Granted. Just worship me. Get so deep into it, then you can't turn back. Yeah, flesh, Brother Mike, flesh lust is our desire. Yeah, seeing this lust of the flesh, which is what we do. Because most people, your flesh wants it, so it lusts for it. And then most of us will fulfill that desire. Temple that Adam served? No. So was the Garden of Eden a temple that Adam had to serve in and keep? You're gonna trip out when you find. Oh boy! So I have some people on here. So was Eden what you think? So see, Black, I'm gonna tell you something, my brother. Is real straightforward, but we're gonna hit this. We're gonna go right here. We're gonna go chapter 1, and let's find out a little information. So you want to know, was the Garden of Eden? God speaks physical for things we can see, physical. So you can relate it to spiritual. Just follow what I'm saying. So he's going to tell you something physical so you can physically see it. So the same thing with sin. He'll show you sin physically so you can see it, so you can relate it back to him spiritually. Meaning what? You have to worship God how? In spirit and in truth. So he can show you things physically to where you can see it. And once you can see it, now you know what sin is. If you can't see sin, you don't know what sin is because you don't know why you're sinning. But if he can show it to you, same thing like fornicating and committing adultery, he shows you fornication physically, how you can physically fornicate. And then he said you committing fornication, but then you committing adultery. So the only way he can show you how you commit adultery spiritually is to show you doing it physically. So once you do it physically, now you can relate it spiritually. Because now you're sitting there saying, well, adultery is having extramarital affairs with someone else that is married. Bingo. Because guess what? You say, well, shoot, I'm married, but I'm out here whoring around with another God. Exactly the point. And that God is married to somebody else. It's some dang idol that somebody made, but you whoring around with it. So now you relate that physically, and that's what you're doing to God spiritually. That's what's going on. So let's find out about this Eden. Let's see what's going on with Eden. So was the Garden of Eden a temple? Good question, but let's find out. Let's start at verse 3. It says, thus saith the Lord, the three transgressions of Damascus and the fourth, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they that have thrashed Gilead in thrashing instruments of iron. But I will send a fire on the house of Hazael. Why? Which shall devour the places of Ben Hadad. Why? I will break the bar of Damascus and cut off the inhabitants, the places, the land, the living places in the plain of Avon. In him that holdeth the scepter from the house of Eden. Can somebody tell me what that means? Can somebody tell me what this means right here? The house of Eden is people. Yeah, brother Lynn.
Yes, I was just about to say that, Elder, is the chosen people of God.
That's all it is. So what happened, he made a garden and he just put the people in it. So that's why it's in Jerusalem, 1, but then 2, why do you think they sitting there and people trying to find Eden? They said, well, Eden went back up to heaven. It's comical. Eden is people.
Elder, we didn't answer it because we already had it from your teaching before.
Yeah,
so we wanted other people.
You could have went on and just, but it's a crack up that, you know, people will sit there like, man, and you see it in many documentaries. They sit there, well, we think the Garden of Eden was here. We think it was there, and then God took it back up, and because the people did this. No. Where's his name? Most people don't know where his name is. So I'm gonna show you where Eden was, us, and we got removed.
In Jerusalem.
Yeah, and watch this. Because it's where his name is, correct or not correct?
Correct.
So if we know his name is where? So I'm gonna show you right here, 6
In
and 6.
Jerusalem.
What he says right here in 6 and 6. What does verse 6 say?
But I have chosen Jerusalem, that my name may be there, and have chosen David to be over my people Israel.
Really? So now he chosen David, and who's from the root of David?
Yahushua.
Oh, really? So guys, watch this. Watch this. Watch this. This is gonna shock you. Really gonna shock you. We're gonna go to the last chapter in the book. Can you read verse 16?
Yahushua, I have sent mine angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the written offspring of David and the bright morning star.
Really? Wait a minute. Let's get some more. Let's get some more of this. Because this talking about this man, but we're gonna get some more of this. Matthew 1:1.
The book of the generation of Yahushua Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Abraham.
Really? Wait a minute. We need to get some more information. keep that whole armor of God on you always. So let's get some more information. So I want you to start right here. And I want you to, 1 second. Is this it right here? Or do I gotta go down? And no, 1 second. No, that's too far down. Oh, is it one? Oh, 1 second. Now, damn, I'm on a brain freeze. Trying to remember right where. Where is this? Where is this? Yeah, one. I want one particular verse. 1 second. And let me pull this. 1 second. 1 second. I know I'm right there. Oh, that's why. I'm in the wrong chapter. Told you. Told you I'm getting old. let me go down. Getting old because I was right there at it, but I'm just in the wrong chapter. Because I knew I was right there. And I want you to read one more part. So we're gonna find out. Can you start at verse 30?
And the angel said unto her, Fear not, Mary, for thou hast found favor with Elohim.
So who was talking to Mary?
The angel.
And the angel, so if an angel talking, the angel must be rolling around with God.
Yes.
Can we agree upon that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So read a little bit more.
And behold, thou shalt conceive in thy womb and bring forth a son, and shall call his name Yahushua.
Okay. So now the angel that rolling around with God, so evidently he already know what name to call him because God must have told the angel this. Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's see whose son it is. Read a little more.
He shall be great and shall be called the Son of the Highest.
Hold it right there. He shall be called the Son of the Highest. But let's see who is daddy. Read on.
And Yahweh Elohim shall give unto him the throne of his father David.
No, his father God.
David.
God.
David.
Father God.
Let me get you on that one.
Father David.
Okay. So if his father's name David, then this Bible is lying because they say he's the son of God.
No, he's the son of his father David. Yahushua.
No, they just got it spelled wrong. It's just God is spelled D-A-V-I-D. That's God.
No, that's David. D-A-V-I-D.
No, you just spelled God.
No, that was David. That's from the lineage, just as a scripture.
Can you read that verse again? Because I think you got a misunderstanding. Can you read 32 again?
32, he shall be called great and shall be called the Son of the Highest.
He'll be called the son of David. But go ahead.
And Yahweh Elohim shall give unto him the throne of his father David.
God.
David.
Okay, so we got a miscommunication here. He shall be called great and shall be called the son of David, the highest. He's the king. And the Lord God shall give to him the throne of his father, God. That's what you got?
The throne of his father David. In 32, at the end of that verse, the throne of his father David.
We got some. Okay. I thought God was spelled D-A-V-I-D. That's my mistake. I thought that's how God was spelled. So, my mistake. So you saying it's David. I thought it said God.
No, it's very clear. It
But
says his father David.
But I thought God was spelled D-A-V-I-D.
No, David spelled D-A-V-I-D.
So
that would be the lineage. Yahweh shall come down through. Christ would be the only begotten of the Father.
okay, so this is the problem that they run through. So right here, when we go here, let's look. Okay, watch this. Okay, can you start at verse 3?
Yes, concerning his son, Yahweh shall Christ, our Lord, which was made of the seed of David.
Seed of God.
The seed of David, according to the flesh.
God is 100% man and 100% God.
No, he's all spirit.
Oh, okay. So y'all met. Okay, read on. Let's see. Go ahead.
And declared to be the son of Elohim. And declared to be the son of Elohim of power, according to the spirit of holiness, by the resurrection of the dead.
He didn't die.
No.
Okay, they got
Spirit can't die.
Well, okay.
Well, you can't kill God, so everybody knows that.
Okay, well, okay. So my Bible, well, I'm just looking at it wrong.
Well,
you taught us well.
I would direct your attention. I would direct your attention to John 3:13.
John 3:13. See, I don't even want to go there, but that's okay. I go there, and then we'll close out. But I go there, but I don't want to go there. But we'll go there. See, because I don't want to go because I ain't gonna even read
it. and no man hath ascended up to heaven, but he that came down from heaven, even the Son of Man which is in heaven. So he is the Spirit of God is the spirit of understanding, the spirit of truth, the spirit of righteousness, wisdom,
knowledge.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to go to this verse. That's why I didn't want to go to this verse, because I already knew what it was saying. Yeah, because this right here, will kill you every time.
Yes. He was the only one that ascended. And a lot of our brothers and sisters get Yahweh Shai and the Spirit of God confused.
Yeah.
People, when I've tried to speak with some of our brothers and sisters on our job, and I always tell them, don't confuse the spirit with the flesh, because a lot of times, I say, well, Christ is all over the Old Testament. And they say, well, Jesus is not. I say, well, you're confusing the spirit with the flesh.
Yep. Yeah, see, we got Brother C. Black. He's looking at Genesis 6:2. I want to show him right clearly here. So 6:2, what you saying, my brother? He's saying the sons of God saw that the daughters of men were fair, and they took them wives, all with their shoes. Okay, now this here, the sons of God. So this is how we know who they are, because they didn't start calling themselves this until a certain time. How do we know? We go to Genesis chapter 4, verse 26. And it seems like you don't want to go to 4. Okay, so I can rewind it back. So we're going to go to 4:26. And it says, and to Seth, to him also there were born a son, and called his name Enos. Then began men to call upon the name of the Lord. This is when they started calling themselves God. That's all that was talking about. It was cleared back here, but what people do is go over to Genesis 6:2, and then they sit there and say that these sons of God are angels. You can't find nowhere in Scripture where they call them sons. God never calls them sons. So this is the problem that we have with a couple other people when you're sitting there, and this is why you always keep on that entire armor of God. Why? Because this is the simplest thing, which people, everybody gonna tell you the same thing, because I guarantee you everybody gonna say the same thing. When you go over here to Isaiah chapter 14, it tells you the same identical thing. What it says, how art they fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? Okay, so if he's saying son of the morning, is Lucifer an angel?
But Lucifer was an angel. He was a cherubim, right?
No. Was he a physical angel of God?
No.
Exactly the point. So was he a man?
Yes.
Exactly the point. Because a physical angel that's 100% angel cannot be a son of the morning, meaning the son of God. It's not going to happen. This is how we know this was fully a man. That's something that was inside of him that wasn't cool.
So actually, Lucifer was supposed to be a Howard, but he couldn't pass the test.
Where you get that from?
Because I know he was with Eve.
Who was with Eve?
Lucifer. Because Adam means mankind.
Lucifer.
I went through that lesson.
Lucifer is the name of the other Adam.
Right. And I went through that class that you had.
Okay.
So I know that, yeah.
Yeah, he's the other one.
What caught me real quick is when you can sit there and break it down, and it says it with an exclamation point, the son of the morning.
Yeah, actually,
you know what I'm saying? In the beginning, say he separated the light from the darkness, and the evening and the morning were the first day. So on and so forth.
How you playing this day? See, and part of the problem now where I can get you guys, and then I really gotta go, but I do like I talk Bible all day. But the main thing is this: who was he a member of? What tribe?
I took your lesson. I looked at the lesson and I can answer.
Who was he a member of?
So if he was Adam, he was still with the tribe of Judah and everybody else. He was Israel, wasn't he?
Really?
Asher.
Okay. And how can you prove that, my brother?
I'm gonna pull this verse here.
Okay, where you want me to go?
Let's put in a short verse. I can't remember the verse off the top of my head, but I do remember.
Oh no, you got it right. That's why
just put in the sure.
No, okay. What you want to always do? You want to go to Genesis chapter 10, and I'm gonna show you what happened. But he actually got it right. And let me go up here. Now, what I want to do is show you, because I want to start right here. Now, what we're going to do is look at something. I want you to start at verse 6. You see at 6, it says, in Ham, in the sons of Ham, Cush, Mizraim, Put, and Canaan. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as you continue down, it's going to talk about the children of Ham. Even once we get past 11, 13, it's still talking about children of Ham. You see Mizraim?
Right.
The children of him, it started telling you some more. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay, now look at verse 11 real close. Out of the land went forth Asher to build Nineveh. Why is this in the middle of the verse that's talking about Ham? And you see, this is not saying Asher is part of the tribe.
Oh.
Have you ever noticed that?
Uh-uh.
It's telling you that for a reason. Because what it's doing is letting you know up front that right here, something happened. Why? Asher went forth out of the land. He went from the land from which he is chosen to be in. Why? Let's see who Asher belongs to. Let's go down. Now you read for me, and we're gonna find something real funny. Let's start, we saying at verse 22, it says, unto Shem, also the father of the children of Eber, the brother of Japhet. And it lets you know, when it tells you a specific thing and it still keep talking, it's telling you for a reason. But watch this. Verse 22, what do it say?
The children of Shem, Elam, and Asher, and
Wait a minute.
what's Africa? Where you at?
You right there. Now look who shows up. Asher was in the land of Shem. Because he's tied to these. But he left. Why? It tells you right back up here in verse 11. He left the land. Of where? Of where Shem was. To do what? To build up Nineveh. What is Nineveh called?
The land of Shem.
No. Oh, no. Look at this. Okay. Big boy. Who is this?
Nimrod.
Nimrod is a mighty hunter of the Lord. Now, what did he start?
King of Babylon.
Who did he get in to his yeah, actually he put it in there.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Who did he get into the land of confusion? Who did he suck into it?
Lucifer and Eve. Didn't both of them help build the Tower of Babel?
Who you think got him caught up? Who was the main leader?
Nimrod. Well, Satan was the main leader.
Influencing who?
Influencing Lucifer and Nimrod and Eve.
Asher.
Influencing
Asher.
Okay.
Asher was very sharp at the time.
Huh. I didn't see that.
This is why, Genesis get you caught up.
But I just went through 5 books for 17 hours yesterday.
Okay, yeah, so Genesis tells you even more. So this is why we look here. Now, this tells you about the lie that they teach you about the 12 tribe chart. But watch this here, verse 8. Judah, thou art whom thy brethren shall praise. So he's pronouncing this back here. They're going to praise him. Thy hand shall be on the neck of thy enemies. Thy father's children shall bow before thee. Why? Because Asher screwed up. But watch this. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art going up and stoop down and crouch as a lion, in as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? What do verse 10 say?
The scepter shall not depart from Judah.
It's not going to depart from Judah. It's a wrap at that point. Why? It was pronounced by who? He said, Jacob called his sons and gathered yourself together that I may tell you what may befall on you. Gather yourselves and hear, ye sons of Jacob, but you're going to hearken unto who? Israel, your father. Who is he talking about right here? Exactly the point. That's why he's sitting there can clearly tell you it's not going to leave Judah. Now, what are the priests over here? The priest is Levites. Why is it going through Judah? See, these are things we need to know.
Because that's where Yahushua came from.
No, but why is it? No, but why did he choose Judah? See, we need to know these things.
Those priests were beguiled and taught false doctrine.
You asked him, why did Yahushua choose Judah?
Yeah, why was Judah chosen?
I said because they the only ones that really kept up with the law.
Really?
No.
They were breaking them, but now you get
Judah was out there buying tail and screwed his own dang daughter-in-law and didn't know it.
Well, that's right.
You got a short memory.
Yeah, because we just went over that. You're right.
And that was Judah, right?
Yeah.
Judah was out there.
Yeah.
Judah was out there looking for tail.
Is his name Genesis 29:35?
Let's go to Genesis 29:35.
Yes, so I can get my understanding here.
Okay, and it says, and she conceived again and bare a son. And she said, now will I praise the Lord. Therefore shall he call his name Judah and left him. But we ain't find out why he is called this and why he was chosen.
Okay.
It was a reason he was chosen. It actually tells you in 49 why he was chosen.
I'll read that tonight before I go to bed.
It elaborates it in other places. So again, what about her?
Rachel?
Yeah.
But wasn't Rachel
Yeah.
the one that was worshiping other idols?
Yeah, that's what she was into. She was an idol worshiper. So how many children came out of Rachel?
Two. Yeah. Because her sister had 4, right?
Her sister had the heavyweights.
Right.
Because I'm gonna tell you, the main heavyweight, which most people actually overlook, is Levi. A heavyweight.
But she was blessed because he hated her and he loved it Rachel. So
No, okay,
she
so
had more children.
Who was he married to?
Leah.
What'd you say, Barry? Right.
Yeah, he said it right.
They all got buried with their wives, not their concubines.
Mm-hmm.
Not wives, wife.
He nailing it to the cross for you. He nailing that one.
But why were all of them giving the handmaidens to their husbands to have a baby?
What we're gonna find out a lot of that this Saturday, because it's a lot of this understanding I'm gonna give to you, because Dial guy, for some reason, he won't email me at all. None of the people. But I'm gonna move forward with that teaching regardless if he don't email me to where we can talk.
Oh, he's not gonna talk to nobody.
That food's too hot to eat for them.
That's okay. Yeah, so somebody got in here, Moshe the heavyweight. Yeah, I agree with you. He's a heavyweight. I ain't gonna deny that. Yeah, no, I see Lion Pride put in there, Moshe is a heavyweight. Yeah, Abraham was no joke, but the reason why I would still say Moses is a serious heavyweight, because that's the only one the Most High spoke to face.
That's true.
That's it. So that Lion's Pride, I'm not going to refute that. So I don't know, I'm seeing Elder T is sitting there talking about, I don't know what he been putting in there, so I don't know what that is. But I don't know if they know they're dealing with Elder T, because Elder T will cut you. But they'll find out in a minute, because they keep messing with him, they're gonna find out. But what though tender-hearted mean? So now now we have Bernadette Brown. So what we having right now, we have a lot of people asking just questions about little spurt questions. What do this mean? What do that mean? And I can give you the answer to a lot of it, but most of it, what I don't do, I don't have people to come over really. I don't have people really to come over just to ask pop shot questions to where we just answer them just verbatim, unless you go through teaching to understand exactly what everything means. So that I'm not going to answer it, even though I do a teaching on actually Leah and Rachel, to where you can go see and you'll find out exactly what tenderhearted means. So with that though, but I'm not going to sit there and just do little shot questions like that, because that's what sometimes camps do. They come over just to get questions to where they can take them somewhere else. And I'm not into that. So with that, I think we don't have no other questions, and it's time for us, that time permitted, to where we need to go head on out. But hopefully this one is where we need to make sure that we have on the whole armor of God at all times. And if we don't, we can be beguiled automatically. Trying to check the other ones. And actually my wife was right here. And we were talking about coming down to Savannah, and I believe it's supposed to be coming down there next month. So I will let you know.
We still on.
Yeah. So I will let you know.
Hey, Elder, I think I might know your answer to Matthew 2:23.
Okay. Well, I tell you what.
I'm not gonna say it loud.
This Sister Lynn.
Yes.
Okay. So I tell you what. As soon as we come offline, call me. So
Okay, we'll do.
Okay. So then we'll go through it, and then if you don't get it, the good thing is I'm gonna give it to you.
Okay.
So that's a good thing. But let me go ahead on off, and then from there, hopefully you guys just remember, make sure you do the studies. But there's a lot of precepts being given out, and mainly what happens in those forums like that, we do it as an overview, as a lecture format, and then you see a lot of precepts come out. But the key thing is to write them down. And like to say it with there, where we have the application that is going out, you will see the application go out. We was going to do a pre-order, and we end up changing that because I'm really behind. I was really behind on the book. So they chose not to do it. However, we will have this. Actually, I'm gonna go right back to it. We will have this to where it go out, and you will be able to see this to where you actually be able to work it. And with this, you're going to actually get this to where you can actually do quite a few verses on each side, and then you have the same thing on the other side to where you can break down many verses. And the same thing, you can go through many of the books to where you can actually put 2 sets of verses in each one of these. So those are set for you to do it. And this is actually going out for $89, which you'll get the book with it. Which the book, actually, if I would have fired that up, you'll see the book. I'm gonna try to show you part of what the book is all about. I'm pulling that up, and I'm trying to see. Let me see here.
Yeah, exactly right.
Here, and then I can go out.
Exactly right.
Yeah. So, and for some reason it's not. Oh, there we go. So I can show you part of it, and this is actually part of the workbook to where we can actually. Oh, those are the answers. I'll go ahead and answer. I don't have a problem with that. So the same thing is, you see how some of these lessons are going to be broken down to where you see what they are. So mainly, let me get some of those. So you'll see answers and stuff that's in there, but you'll see how the lessons actually goes. So it's gonna give you those to where you actually put them over here in this breakdown area, but then you'll see how they actually have broke down in the back. Technically, what will be going on, which later on you're gonna actually get very good at it to where you actually automatically be able to break down these words and go right through there and pull your precepts and literally go into the precept and do whatever you need to do, because then it's gonna become automatic. And once you get used to it and knowing how to break down the English language, then you'll be able to go down there and just be able to automatically do it. It'll take you less than 3-4 minutes to do a verse. You'll put it in there, and then the only thing you're gonna do is start working on it, because you'll automatically know what everything is. So,
I love that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a very good program. It's something we do. And same thing like I do. Mainly what I always kind of wrote all my notes down and do it. But then when I seen how everybody was still struggling on some things, and based on what people was trying to find out, that's what made me do this. So then when I moved it over, then they asked me to lay it out to where they can do it electronically, and that's what we did right here. And it's good. It lets, allows you to tear everything down. And once you tear it down, I'm telling you, you can do some. So with that, it'll be out. I thought it'd be out by today, but I would, I screwed up. I didn't get the book finished. So,
Elder Johnson, when you go to Savannah, are you going to be baptized?
yeah, I actually will be. I will be doing that.
I send you an email.
Okay.
Because I want to get me a hotel because I'm going to be there.
Okay. I'll be looking forward to it. I will be looking forward to it. So with that, we will go out and we will continue. So hopefully that you guys go back through the study, look over it, make sure that you guys continue to look through these, continue to put these precepts in there. Make sure you label your precepts to where you have them. So until then, I appreciate everybody and appreciate you joining in. So until then, until this coming weekend, which actually going to be a really good lesson that's actually in there, because there's a lot of information you guys are going to find out. Ton of information. You're going to find out a ton of information that you really didn't know in the Bible that is right there in front of you. So we're going to take care of that. And some stuff going to shock you that actually in the Bible that most people didn't know was sitting there. But we're going to go through all that. So until then, I bid to each and every person, appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And Sister Lynn, give me a call. We'll take care of that. To everybody else, shalom.